is able to come back, whether he can be that difference that they have been lacking so far this season.
Let's hop on that as well. I've been curious about Cole Palmer's form. Seems to be struggling to integrate back into the Chelsea side following his long injury layoff. So today will be interesting. I will be keeping an eye on that one. But that's well noted. Let's get into the talk of things. I'll be keeping my eye on some tweets and YouTube comments as well. Always some very interesting comments. Kwame says it's 8:10 in the United States, so I'm guessing this would be West Coast. Yes, probably West Coast. Yeah,
somewhere deep in the West Coast.
Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Anyway, Elam Kwesi 3701. I see you as well. He says, so like joke, Ghana isn't going to the AFCON. Yeah. Okay, so he says he's in Texas. So down south, actually, down south. Very interesting time zone there. Ghanaians in Texas, they jump past. The guys in Dallas and Houston, they'll be hosting all kinds of parties over there. Anyway, I saw a few Ghanaians hosting Thanksgiving parties and Friendsgiving parties.
I mean, I think if I'm right, one of our games will be in Dallas.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Yeah,
And Dallas has a pretty vibrant African community, Ghanaians, Nigerians. That's why Nigeria is so hurt that they won't be at the World Cup, because they have a really big community in both Dallas and Houston. So very unfortunate for the Super Eagles. Back-to-back World Cup misses. Try again next 4 years. Hopefully next 4 years you'd have gotten your act together. Let's get into the talk of Chelsea versus Everton. Game is on Stamford Bridge. Lineups are out for that game. Shout outs to Edwin Kwakofi. Sometimes host, sometimes pundit, sometimes director in the background, sometimes Joao Pedro, aka Deadly Finisher. Shout outs to him. I'm sure he's doing his thing in the background. But lineups are out for the Chelsea versus Everton game. It's 4-2-3-1 for Chelsea. Malo Gusto is in post for Malo Gusto is playing a right back actually. Chaloba, Fofana and Kukare at the back line. Robert Sanchez is the goalkeeper. Reece James and Enzo will anchor the midfield, and then you have Pedro Neto, Cole Palmer, and Alejandro Garnacho. Joao Pedro will lead the line. Hopefully today that magnetic force that seems to keep him out of the penalty box will be less intense, so he can get inside the penalty box and actually manage to be dangerous. When you go to the side of Everton, Jordan Pickford is in post for them. They also play a 4-2-3-1, similar to what Chelsea is doing. Jake O'Brien is the right back for today. Michael Keane and James Tarkowski will be the centre-back pairing. Very experienced centre-back pairing. Michael Keane can be very eccentric at times. I'm not sure sometimes what possesses him, but he can be very interesting as a defender. Tarkowski more, you know what to get or what you are getting from him. You want to make a comment?
I was saying, to be fair, they both play together. They both came from Burnley, playing under Sean Dyche, so they have the experience of at least playing alongside each other. So you know what you're going to get from that partnership at the back.
Yeah, very dangerous from dead ball situations. Chelsea will have to probably look out for that. Vitaly Nikolenko completes the back four, so that's the Ukrainian international. In the middle of the park, James Garner and Idrissa Gana Gueye. My guy Idrissa Gana Gueye, ever hardworking, intercepting, space covering. Idrissa Gana Gueye, sometimes teammates beaten. Anyway, Jack Grealish, man in form at the start of the season, is in the mix. Kenan Dewsbury-Hall, KDH is what they call him. Ilman Ndiaye and Thieno Barry. That's what's going on. Yao Jamie Ties in the studio, aka Shiny Brother 2. Yeah, what's going on, Charlie?
Oh, cool things.
Nice. Thoughts on the lineup. Lineups are out for the Chelsea Everton game. Game kicks off at 3 p.m. But lots to talk about. Let's start off with Everton, because that's where I just ended. I like that attacking midfield trio. I'm not so much a fan of Thieno Barry. I think he is not much of an upgrade on Beto. In fact, both of them similar height, similar build, similar play styles as well. Home game for Chelsea. Are we up for a tricky tie, or you think that on the back of Chelsea's unstable run, they should be able to pretty much make a statement today?
Oh, well, we're in for a tricky tie. I mean, once you play against Everton in this kind of form that they've been in over the past month or over the past 3 weeks, yeah, you can expect, excuse me, you can expect a very tricky tie because, yes, Everton have been quite good. I mean, with the exception of their home loss to Newcastle, they've been very good, racked up a couple of wins along the way. And when you just oppose that with the form of Chelsea, which has been kind of rocky, it makes it very difficult to call for a straightforward win for Chelsea. And that's how come it makes it a tricky tie, because at the end of the day, both teams come into this game in contrasting fashion, in contrasting form. And unfortunately for the home team, they are the ones that head into this game in rather poor form compared to the team that is playing away from home. And that's how come, I look at the form of Kenan Drisby Hall. I look at the kind of confidence that he's playing with. Same with Ilman Ndiaye. You look at Jacob Bryan. Yeah, Everton have had some quite, even James Garner, the former Man United player. They've had some very solid performances over the past month, and that has directly led to their improved form and their uptick in terms of their positioning in the standing. So yeah, very tricky tie for Chelsea because confidence-wise, they look a little bit short on confidence, and they've always had some issues playing in front of home. They are not too settled whenever they play at home. And
that's Chelsea.
Yeah, that's Chelsea. And now that you add I wouldn't say bad, but relatively poor run of form per their standards, yeah, it makes it a very tricky tie. And look, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Everton are able to walk away with at least a point from this game. I honestly wouldn't be surprised.
Mano, let me take your thoughts on the lineups as well. Chelsea Football Club fielding an interesting lineup there. I'll be getting to Liverpool in a bit. Mohamed Salah is on the bench for the Liverpool game. I will go to that conversation soon, but let's talk about that Chelsea lineup. Also, what do you like? What don't you like? You can touch on everything too.
Yeah, in terms of Chelsea, I think he's, like I said yesterday, I think he's taking advantage of the absence of Caicedo to be able to how do you call it, to fit Palmer in, still be able to play with James in midfield with Enzo, and still fit Palmer in without necessarily having to remove one of his wingers. I think in terms of the front line, Neto has been probably the most consistent in terms of form and in terms of selection for Maresca so far this season. So I can understand why he retains his place in the starting lineup. He last week I think he alternated by starting Glab and then later bringing João Pedro off the bench, which should also give you an idea about the search for still looking for a striker who can actually hold up the line well, which I think is quite surprising. I'm surprised that at the amount of money they've spent, at one point they did not just at least go for a generational talent or go for a player who would be worth all the little investment, because Magui plus Nicholas Jackson plus João Pedro, all the money adds up. And if you can't get someone who can be consistent and lead your line throughout the season, would it not be more worth it to almost invest that money, maybe like one talent who can be more consistent, be more reliable in terms of goals? For Everton, I think like this is how they've set up all season. They have a solid back, and they give platform to players like Grealish and Dewey Hall to be able to attack and get goals for them. Dewey Hall has been in really good form recently, starting from the game against Manchester United that they won with 10 men. So I think it should be an interesting game. Yeah, but the problem with Everton, I think they've been more consistent at home than they have been away from home. And I don't know how they would go approaching this game when the onus is on them to create. And Chelsea, like I said, Chelsea need to respond because they have been on a bad run themselves. So it should be an interesting game. I like we said, I think I just want to see how different they look now that Palmer is back. That's just the thing that was missing from them in the last few games.
Well,
that's a quick one.
Let me just give you something on Chelsea's form. Very interesting, right? So I'm just checking out their home form, and on the home form ladder, they are 14th at home. So they have scored 10 goals and conceded 7, and then they've picked up just 11 points at home. But then when you contrast that with their away form, they are second on the table. They've taken 14 points away from home, scored 15 goals and conceded 8. So they definitely are a team that seem to enjoy playing on the road. So very interesting to note that for Chelsea Football Club. Very, very interesting. A few people have been texting, and you're making a point.
And it's the same thing that's happening to their London rivals. That's Tottenham Hotspurs. Always looking very shaky in front of their home fans, but away from they are one of the better teams in the Premier League. But to touch on what Kwachi said earlier, look, even if Caicedo comes into this team, I think he can still. That's Enzo Maresca, the head coach of Chelsea. I think he can still maintain Cole Palmer without taking out one of his wingers, because I honestly believe Garnacho shouldn't be starting for Chelsea. I think
How so? He's not been good enough.
Oh yeah, I think he hasn't been good enough.
No, but if you contrast his form with all the other people they are all literally on the same level. Like nobody's outplaying anybody.
Yeah, I mean, we know Pedro Neto has stood out. He has.
I think Neto sometimes gets used on the left, but more times he's on the inverted side.
Yes, but
who is Garnacho competing with? Gittins.
I mean, Esteval. I'll pick Esteval ahead of Garnacho
To play on the left?
Yeah. He can play along, he can play on either wing. Yeah, I think I'll pick Esteval ahead of Garnacho. And Jamie Gittins too.
I think Garnacho's been decent. Are you sure you're not hating him?
Oh, no. I mean,
you're United.
No, but
you've always insisted that Garnacho is overrated.
Oh yes, he is overrated.
You don't miss a chance to take a dig at him.
He is overrated. But per what we've seen so far this season, I mean, think about it. Esteval
he's not been great. He's not been bad.
Yes, but Esteval is a 18-year-old coming in from Brazil into the Premier League, and look at how he's played so far.
Fair.
So I'll definitely pick him ahead of Alejandro Garnacho, but that is if he's coming off the bench and when Moises Caicedo comes into play. Because yes, it doesn't look great on paper that you want to push Cole Palmer out to the wing, but we've seen it happen where it has produced great results for Chelsea. I mean, at the Club World Cup, you saw how he just gave the PSG players, and in the semi-finals too, he just gave all the opposing teams fit because of how he moves. He's not the fastest, but the way he moves. He's intelligent with his movement, and he just slips past the defense.
It's literally the role. So a lot of people basically tend to assume that when they stick you out on the right hand side, you are a winger.
Yeah, no.
I think when you are talking about the Club World Cup, they played him mostly like as an advanced playmaker. So some way just hovering in the pocket, looking for space, like trying to like break lines, those kind of things. Doing those things. Doesn't have to run much.
Exactly. So. If Moises Caicedo, when he comes back, and you pair him in the middle in that double pivot with Reece James, and you push Enzo Fernandez a bit outfield, I think it will still work because you can have all those guys playing, but with Cole Palmer out on the wing or in the wing areas, but be able to produce top level stuff, and I think that would be more than enough to offset the deficiencies that they might have defensively. Looking at what they tend to produce from their centre back.
I've seen an absolute banger in the game between I think it's Atletico Madrid and Valencia. Valencia have just gotten an equalizer. What a goal from the edge of the box. Yeah, that's the kind. It's a nice setup. Player just walks into it. Look at that. That's such a good goal. That's a really good goal.
I mean, if you are beating Jano Black from that distance, then you know that you really struck.
The first touch, the dig to get behind the guy. Yeah. So who's this? Valencia used to be such a good team,
Yeah.
I just wanted to
so it's 1-1 in that game,
Yeah, but I just wanted tactically, wouldn't it make sense for him to then send Eugene back to his right back position, and then when they're in possession, he then invests into midfield so that he can still maintain.
I don't know why, but there's a part of me that thinks the Reece James at DM is
better,
and it's connected to his health. Because if he has to be at right back, that's a lot more space to cover, a lot more up, down, and I think it's hard.
But if you are central, I mean,
your
space is quite limited.
You can work within a limited space.
It's in the box. You're in the box more or less.
Yep.
And so you don't have to be running around much.
Yep.
And I think, look, we've had instances where previous coaches Graham Potter, all of those guys, they try to play Moises Caicedo a bit advanced, a bit high up the pitch.
Yeah.
And so once you have a situation where you can get him to be a bit more free going high up the pitch without sacrificing your defensive cover by having Reece James in there, I think coaches are quite okay with that, knowing very well that if you have Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo playing that role that you said, covering up for Cole Palmer on that wing area, you are fine. You are fine. That will get Cole Palmer to move a bit centrally and be able to create from that end without necessarily giving up a lot of space to the opposing team.
Atletico Madrid nearly scored. They should have scored. That should have been solid, giving them the lead there. But that game looks interesting actually. 65 minutes played. Atletico Valencia has 1-1. We are discussing Chelsea Everton. That game is at 3 p.m. This is the Republic of Football. Live on 97.3 City FM. Also live on YouTube on City Sports GH and Channel 1 TV's YouTube channel. On X and Twitter, we are at 97.3. Also live on Channel 1 TV. 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. That's the text and WhatsApp line. You want to make a point?
I like what you said about Valencia. Like they used to be a powerhouse. I think. Look, it's
so depressing for me. Like when I think about the squads they used to have. Shout out to Rafael Benitez. That's where he first made his bones.
Pablo Aimar, guys coming there.
David Silva and
David Almeida, David Villa,
Almeida, those boys, Hugo Almeida, they were super.
They had David Albelda.
Yes, David Albelda.
Then at the point they had what's this guy's name? Ayala.
Ayala. Yeah,
the Argentine
centre back. Yeah, I think they
get some players.
It got to a point where they had to absolutely nail every acquisition that they got, as in the next generation.
Yeah.
Because they saw so much that every acquisition that they made, every purchase that they made, especially a young budding talent, he had to hit the ground running and he had to excel and play up to generational type kind of talent level.
They had serious players.
And unfortunately, it wasn't so. And that's how come, or didn't happen so. And that's how come they drop. And now they are like a middling
I think they've just been really badly managed on the administrative side. Like a lot of poor investments, poor decisions. Santiago Canizares. I just remember Canizares, white head, blonde
goalkeeper, yeah. And there was their captain too. I can't quite remember his name.
So who was the captain back then? Ruben Baraja. So they had Ruben Baraja at a point. David Albelda, I think, was captain at a point.
They had really good
Garrido.
Really
look
good
at
players.
that. Then Raul Albio. Carlos Marquena. Roberto Ayala, I mentioned already. Yep. Mauricio Pellegrino. Andres Palop. Wow, Palop. Interesting.
Then the ones that
Pablo Aimar, Vicente,
Pablo
Jaime Gavilan. I remember. Charlie, they have some players.
They have some really good players. Then the David Silva and the David Villa, the boys. Charlie
came in.
Yeah, I think once those guys left the scene,
was quite the time.
Yeah, once those guys left the scene, they had to absolutely hit on every young budding talent acquisition that they made. And unfortunately, look, you can't hit on every young talent. You can't have a situation. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way. And it's the same thing that happened to Udinese.
Deportivo La Corona. That's another team that suffered that season.
Yeah.
They had a golden generation.
And
then it just, like, I remember the
Diego Tristan and
the Tristan-led team.
Yeah.
That was a time.
It's the same thing that happened with Udinese, where they kept on selling.
Alberto Luque.
Yeah, selling, and it got to a point where they absolutely had to nail down every young player that they picked up, and unfortunately, it didn't always pan out that way. And that's how come you saw them drop.
Football players are falling off. Like, I would be like to you. See, back then, Deportivo La Corona had players who were really good, but even couldn't make it into the national team. Like,
I
very
remember
good
this
players.
striker. I've forgotten his name. It starts with a P. Exactly. I can't remember his name.
For
Deportivo La Coruña. I mean, I remember him playing in that game, that famous, is it 8-2 or 8-5 game against AS Monaco, where AS Monaco had Dado Peso,
was a guy.
Julian.
I'm looking at
Julie.
I'm looking at their when this is what squad is this? So I'm trying to check the year for you. I think this is 2004.
Yeah, I think that's the.
So you have Jose Francisco Molina, George Andrade Coloccini, Fabrizio Coloccini.
Yeah, Fabrizio.
Went on to become
Newcastle
captain.
Yeah.
One Cap de Villa.
One Cap
Ended up
he
moving
played
to
at Villarreal. Yeah.
Yep. Then they had Manuel Pablo, Lionel Scaloni, the Argentine head coach, the guy who would go on to win Argentina the World Cup, Carlos Pita, Roberto Acuna, Fran. Yeah, I remember Fran. Juan Carlos Valeron. Oh my goodness. Juan Carlos Valeron and Alberto Luque. Those were my guys. Pedro Muniz, Walter Pandiani.
Walter Pandiani
is who we are talking about.
Pandiani.
Walter Pandiani. He was something else. See, football has fallen off. Let me just
the later years in the Champions League, I remember they had this chap, Lisandro Lopez.
Yeah. Right, I think they're in like the Spanish Segunda or Division 3 or something. It's crazy. And then Malaga as well. Malaga too, after their money boom, have just shot down to the F. Anyway, let's get into that Liverpool, Brighton and Hove Albion game. The starting lineups are out. 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3-1 for both teams. The big breaking news is that Mo Salah is back in the squad, but he is on the bench. Will he see playing time today? Will it be time added on? Will it be 5 minutes? Will it be 10 minutes? All I'm saying is today, regardless of what happens, we will read meanings into it. If you bring him on in time added on, the press will make a big deal out of it. I am here to make a big deal out of it. If you bring him on 10 minutes to play, that is a big deal as well. So either which ways, we are in for quite the game. Let me go through the lineups and then we will pick on a few things. So for Liverpool, they are playing at home. They have Milos Kerkez in post, Van Dijk, Konate, and Joe Gomez at right back. I like Joe Gomez at right back. Grafenberg and Jones are in the middle. They have Wirtz, McAllister, and Sobotlai, and then Ekitike. So McAllister looks like he might get the space to roam a little today. Very interesting, moving him up the field. You go to Brighton and Hove Albion. They have Bart Verbruggen in post, Cardiolu, Dunk, Van Hecke, and Vaifa. Baleba and Hazelwood anchor the middle of the pack. Gomez, Gruda, Minter, and Jorginho Ruta. That's how it's looking like for them. Let me start with you, Kwachi, on this one. Thoughts on the Liverpool lineup? Mo Salah in the spotlight.
Yeah, I don't know. If putting him back in the lineup, I don't know that if going off his perception, I don't know if that would have made him seem weak. If maybe he was afraid of how the optics of that, so that's why Salah starts on the bench. But I feel like the sooner we're able to move past it, the sooner the match goes on and he brings Salah on and it looks like everything is okay, at least for now. At least till he goes to the African Cup of Nations. Also, it depends on slots. Who knows if that is actually going to happen. But I'm interested in how he chooses to balance out the lineup when he can't.
And I believe this is the last game before he goes to the AFCON.
Yeah.
But this is the last game before he goes to the AFCON. So, like I said, I don't think he's exhausted because he's had a lot of rest since the last time he's been on the bench. So,
I'm shocked.
I mean, it's especially when you've had players who have traveled all the way to Milan and back. Again, like I said, I think he's just worried about the optics of it because it would make sense to start, at least if Salah is back, you start Salah in this game. It looks like Atletico have scored.
Well, so there's an update to the Atletico Madrid Valencia game. Where is he going? Is that Griezmann?
That's one Griezmann. He got rid of the hair. I thought the hair was looking
interesting. I was looking at like, who is that? It looks like a crew cut. Interesting. Anyway, so it's 2-1, 74 minutes played. Atletico lead Valencia by 2-1. Atletico playing at home. Very interesting game so far. Lots of chances, but yes, please continue making your point.
Yeah, and it seems like constantly when he takes Salah out, the balance he does is bringing in Curtis Jones. And I like I like the energy Jones brings, and I think he moves Soboslai over to that side.
As long as he doesn't act like he's Iniesta, everybody will be fine.
I mean, he has the talent of a young.
Stop. Okay, just make your point. Stop and just make your point. I beg you. He doesn't have the talent of any young anything. I beg you. Just make your point. He's a decent dribbler. Decent flamboyant, but he doesn't have the talent of any young anything, Mr. Opa. Just go to your point.
Yeah, no, but I don't know why he needs 4 midfielders but that seems to be the solution now to getting the energy back in the team, to have to play 4 midfielders and still not be able to play Florian Wirtz in midfield. I think that's also an admission that he's realized that even though he doesn't really want to use Wirtz on the wing, when he uses him in midfield, he's not able to. It's sort of it's not able to give the right balance to the midfield, which is, again, it's a shame tactically, because like you said, to spend over 100 million pounds on a footballer that you have to constantly accommodate to fit into your lineup, and another way you have to accommodate him is by dropping one of your other best players. I don't know, it's just something has to give.
It is why he will be fired. His inability to get his best players firing. The expensive toys the club have bought him. That is what will eventually get Mr. Slot.
Because even with Isak, they did a medical, so they should have been aware of his condition at the time they were signing him. So if you go through all that, especially with all the drama in the transfer window, to go through all that stress, and then get to the end of the transfer window, and now you are spending like another British transfer record for a player, and you've assessed him, and you've been able to tell that at least for the first 6 months you won't be able to use him well because he hasn't had a proper preseason. Like, some of the decisions that have been made or that have been ignored in building the squad is quite surprising to me. But yeah, just in terms of this game, Ekitike is in good form. He scored twice against Leeds.
Yeah.
So, and he seems to, like, even though Isak scored when they played against West Ham, he seems to be more consistent in his form. It's just I want to see how the team is able to set up again with this midfield shape.
Yeah, Chiesa still can't seem to get into this lineup. Gakpo is injured long term or mid term, but still can't seem to get him. Wirtz preferred on the left, where he's really struggled since they've used him a couple of times. What's going on there?
Yeah, I think Chiesa would have started this game, but their game against Inter Milan, he didn't play because apparently he has some form of illness, and so he couldn't play in that game. And so if you are ill, I mean, it will be a bit tasking on him to be shoehorned into the lineup against a very dynamic Brighton Hove Albion team. So I think a guy who has been quite consistent.
I think we have another goal on our hands. Yes, I saw it coming. Atletico have scored again. It looks like Soloth. He finished that with his left foot. That was so good. You're going to see it again. Quick interplay, broke the line. Was through on goal 1-on-1, just angled his body really well, and then managed to slot it into the far post. Look at El Cholo. Yeah, he's the victory. How do you go ahead at the victory walk? Do the little victory lap over there.
I mean, against Valencia, it should be expected.
Well, Atletico have been shaky lately. Let's see that goal again. So here you have it.
He's been told though.
That was good though. I mean, it was a really good goal. There you go.
Okay, quick
battle
for the ball. Oh yeah, he's
slightly offside.
Yeah,
but he finished it really well. I like the finish.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
I like
That's
the
cool.
finish.
I mean, Norway don't have any problem with their strikers.
At all. They have
No, we don't have any
twin
problem.
powers.
Oh,
Those two guys are really big.
Haaland and Solot, and with Oscar Bob too playing on them. Right?
No,
they have some good forwards.
They just popped out of nowhere with a few decent
and there's
players.
this chap Musa.
Yeah.
MUSA.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, I'll get the
Plays
the
for. I started at a Bodo Glimt, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so, they have some good players in the forwards.
We're talking about that Liverpool.
That Liverpool team. Look, like I said, I think it's fine. Federico Chiesa comes off the bench. I'm looking at his absence, illness-related absence. In midweek against Inter Milan, and I think he's a great spark off the bench. He's a great spark to have off the bench, and so I think Slot has played this one quite well. And having Wirtz in the starting lineup, he has been a bit more available than those two, than Mo Salah and Federico Chiesa in recent weeks, and so I think it's all well and good playing him as a starter in this game, and having all of those midfielders is a way of acknowledging that yes, you are getting to understand who the player is. That's Florian Wirtz, that he's not the guy that you normally have winning a ton of balls and being comfortable on the left side, and that you have to accommodate him by having more midfielders in the team to be able to win the ball whenever he misses out on winning possession or winning his duels. Because, like I said, he's not the biggest guy out there. And we've seen other creative players like him who are quite diminutive come into the Premier League and struggle out on the wings. It's only when you move them a little bit centrally that they start to shine a little bit. We've seen what Xavi Simons has looked like ever since Thomas Frank started playing him through the middle. He looks a way better player. And so for me, I'm fine with Federico Chiesa coming off the bench, and I'm super fine with Mohamed Salah not starting this game, because it would have been an complete insult to all the players in that team to have a guy more or less ostracized from the team in that big game against Inter Milan, and that was a very key game. A lot rode on that game. Trust me, if Inter Milan had wiped out Liverpool, Slot will have absolutely no locus to keep Mo Salah out of the starting lineup. He would have absolutely brought him and made him a starter in this game. But they went out there, they battled hard. It wasn't the prettiest of performances, but they got the win. And so for them to be able to get that key result against a big team away from home, and you turn around and you are bringing in the guy who has been cast out in the cold for a while back in the starting lineup, I think that would have been a big insult. So I'm super fine with Mo Salah starting off the bench. And the selection is quite good from Arne Slot having a KTK lead the line. That's a reward for the kind of form that he's been in. And I'm okay with this starting lineup. Looking at the team that you are playing against, you need legs in that midfield. You need legs up front. You need guys who can run up and down the pitch consistently for 90 minutes or up until they get substituted later in the second half. And once you bring in those guys, in McAllister, Grafenberg, Curtis Jones, and Szoboszlai, playing behind Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike, I think you'll be able to get that. And with the quality that they have, they'll be able to produce something good that will help you to win the game.
Just on Frederick Chiesa.
Hold on a second,
Just on Chiesa. So
Slot is speaking. I was hoping we could catch a few thoughts from him. If we can get that to happen in a bit, let's see if we can get back. Just make your point.
Just on Chiesa, he's top for how do you call it, goals per 90. He's top for goals per 90 and how do you call it, shots per 90. And he's second for tackles per 90, which is just showing like his all-round play has been really impressive.
The manager, I don't want to say anything. Let me listen to him.
Because I've said this many times, but I can say it one more time, playing 4 games in 10 days, that's almost criminal for football players, especially if you only have 13 or 14 outfield players available that have Premier League experience, because otherwise people would say, if you are Liverpool, you need to accept this. It's true, we accept playing a lot of games, but 4 in 10 days, that means every time only 2 days in between with all the traveling we have to do. That's a lot to take for players, and if you then go to the San Siro against a team that has been so strong in the Premier League for so many, in the Champions League for so many years, then to come away there with the result we had is a big compliment to the players.
And now you come on to the 5th game in a short space of time, and Brighton. Well, we know how good they are, how strong they can be. What particular dangers will they pose your team today?
First of all, it's always the players, the quality of the players that can hurt you. But I think they have a really good manager as well, and he's always having a week time to prepare his team for the teams he's facing, and he comes up 9 out of 10 times with smart game plans. So they adapt to a certain extent towards what they can expect. And it was interesting to watch a few games of them because they come up with different game plans against the different way of teams pressing them. So you can see that it's a team where the manager has a lot of time to work with them on the pitch, and that's what, in combination with the quality they have, what makes them a difficult opponent.
Indeed, Brighton never.
So Annie Slot says that Herzler has spent time with his team, and that reflects in how good a ball-playing side they are. Very interesting thoughts there. I didn't hear the thoughts on Mohamed Salah specifically, but yes, just thoughts on that quickly before we go on.
He always seems impressed when coaches have different game plans and they always use the same game plan. So that's
well noted.
But just briefly, he also has this habit of almost, it's like he's not complaining, but he's letting you know that there's something he could be complaining about. But he seems like he's not complaining.
He's passive aggressive. That's what it is. That's what it is.
So saying 4 games in 10 days is criminal. I think it's something that, I'm not saying that it should be normalized, but I think it's something that at that level there are a lot of teams that are playing that many games, and to purposely make a point that you only have 13 or 14 players when there are certain players you are choosing not to let into the squad at that moment is very it's a bit rich.
Liverpool's team is a little thin as well, actually. If you look at the bench, they don't have a lot of centre backs. Centre backs is where, so they have Calvin Ramsey as a defender and a guy called Welity Daki or Welity Lucky. I don't even know who that is.
You see, that's why I say that the man doesn't have options. That's
but
why
how many
Virgil
times
van Dijk
is he
is
using
still
the
playing.
options? But how many times is he using the options that he actually has?
No, but
How many times has
defenders-
Rio and Chiesa?
But how many defenders does he even have?
Defense,
You see-
I don't think he has a. I
How
don't
many
think he has a.
If you look at the injury list, there is just Leone and Jeremy Frimpong, and he's on the lateral side. Central defenders, it's just Leone.
Yeah, and Leone has an ACL, so Leone is out for the season.
He doesn't have
Another kind.
options. That's how come
They should have
No.
bought Maguire. They should have.
They should
That's
have sent it
true.
off early
I
for
mean,
Maguire.
That's why though Konate and Van Dijk have been bad, they are still playing, because if you take those two out, who are you going to play at centre back? Joe Gomez and who?
Vary the options.
And who? And Milos Kerkez?
One
I
time you
mean,
can play
to be
Gomez
fair,
with-
Klopp lost his whole defense for a season and had to play midfielders there.
Yeah.
For how many games?
Almost the whole latter part of the season. He has to play Henderson and Fabinho sometimes partnering a defense. I'm not saying that he should be looking for other options. I'm saying that if the intent is to get the players to rest or to get them out of the games, there are different ways in which maybe you could have found a different option.
And
you could have
you can-
maybe played one centre back and then two.
Yeah, you can make those changes when you have that aura around you or that confidence around you. But when if he had done that, let's say after their first 4 games of the season, 5 games of the season, where they look like they just simply could not lose. They were on the brink of losing 4 straight games, and every time they kept coming back and winning games. If he had been confronted with maybe an injury-related issue at that stage of the season, I think he would have been a bit more open-minded to make those changes, because they had that air of confidence about them that we won the league in his first season at the helm. We come into a new season, we are just not losing games, even when we are down and out. Some strange reason, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, boom, 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 we hit you up with 2 goals and we end up winning the game. At that point, if he had made those changes, I don't think they would have seen any major drop off, because they had that air of confidence around them, and confidence is a big deal when it comes to team performance and player performance. But now, when players are clearly second doubting themselves and their ability to even carry the ball, ability to even dribble, you just can't make those drastic changes.
I get what you're saying, but here, this is a man who has clearly picked the fight with his best player to send a message, according to. So this is not a man who should be scared of any drastic changes or any big statements.
Yes, and drastic change.
And also one more thing, I feel like the problem is, okay, he doesn't have a lot of options, but he has some options and he's not using them. he's never tried Gomez at centre back
Never.
like consistently for a run.
Doesn't
If you
play
think-
Wataru.
if
He
you think,
plays,
yeah.
he only play Wataru Endo if his house is on fire. Like absolutely, like he will use him until he has to.
He hasn't been able to even try Chiesa for a round of games
Yeah.
to start at left wing. Like it's not like I find he doesn't have as many options, but the options he has that he can
He doesn't
try,
maximize them.
that he doesn't. He just wants to make it seem like he doesn't. He hasn't been given enough room to
Buy
yeah.
as many players as he
And the
wants.
player, it's a bit rich now. But like I said, he is actually making drastic changes. He's not advertising them as much, but in between the games, he is trying to make certain changes to how they could have an impact on the team. So I don't think he should be scared of, especially more given the form.
At centre back,
Gomez is a good centre back. Get Gomez in, get Bradley to play.
Gomez is definitely better than what Konate and Van Dijk are offering right now.
you see, that's the thing. Upfield, you can make those changes. You knowing that your midfielders can run around and make up for the drop off in quality, as in terms of player profile and quality, because they are not as polished finishers as, let's say, Mohamed Salah or Ekitike or Alexander Isak, but they can make up for it with their activity in front of goal in terms of creating chances and opportunities. Maybe earn enough fouls to be able to get a free kick or two or corner kick. Then they float the ball in. Then you have Van Dijk or Konate coming from deep to be able to knock those balls into the net. There's that possibility. You can try those options. But as centre backs, there's only so many tweaks that you can make. We've seen that with Arsenal. Mosquera and Hincapié are very good defenders, but they are not William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. So if you take those two out because they are injured, we've seen Arsenal in recent times.
Yeah, but, I mean,
They haven't been the same.
But to be fair to Arsenal, didn't they try a different centre back pairing this week in the Champions League? He
Yeah,
tried Norgard with-
because of injuries.
he was able to.
He
get
even
a
did
clean
it
sheet
last
out of
week.
them.
He even did it last week against Aston Villa. You get it? Because of injuries. Because Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes weren't available.
Yeah.
So
but
if
somehow
Liverpool
he's still able
could-
to get
If
results out of
Liverpool
it.
could boast of options like Hincapié and Mosquera, they would be very happy. Those are the kind of backups they need.
yeah, so it goes
if
back
they
to
are
that
serious about a
whole,
title.
the off season. Yeah, they did great, but it was always coming. Like, even though we praised them, but there was always that bit of a question mark. Like, hey, Charlie,
It was
but
an
you guys didn't sign a defender.
Didn't buy a defensive midfielder. It was a very imbalanced offseason,
Yeah,
to be honest. Overpaid for two strikers.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like we said it, like we praised them. Like, oh yeah, the Liverpool hierarchy, they've done a brilliant job replacing Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez with all these guys. But you could tell that there was always a bit of hesitation about the centre back issue. Like, oh, you guys have done well, you guys have done, but it's a long season. You can't have just 3 centre backs.
That's how they've been playing Grafenberg.
I mean, but the ACL to Leone was quite unfortunate. I know 4 is not more than, but it should be 4, and then if they had
backup.
been able to sign Gehi, that's 5.
I mean,
Like
that's
I said, they have
that's
up to
why
January.
Calvin Ramsey is in there. So I mean, he would have been the 5th.
Yeah, I mean, but now they have January, and I think they just.
Oh, yeah,
need
yeah,
to-
yeah. I think they are
just need to
limping.
act fast.
Yeah, they are
You just
limping
need
to
to
that
act fast as soon as you get to January. You can't now wait until the end of that window before you're now trying to sign another centre back. You should be making sure that as soon as the window is open, you're able to now get a player in, so that the rest of your season isn't impacted by not having that many options in defense. But like you're saying, 4 games in 10 days.
Yeah.
And you've had the same centre backs who are already in poor form starting all of them. I mean,
That's why they keep having miserable results. They should just pray that Brighton will be in a very generous mood to give away goals today, because Brighton can score. The only problem is that they tend to give away a lot of goals. Let me read some messages coming in. A lot of them actually. This one says, Ben, I'd be happy if Salah could send KK Fosu's Oga track to Anna Slot. Away from that, Slot should be minded of the fact that he is a coach and not a manager. My fellow LFC fans should tell whether they see an element of coaching when they watch this Liverpool side. He should sit and turn things around or exit the club graciously. Salah is kin for a reason. Kwesi from Adenta. And you know the funny thing, right? Slot keeps saying at his post-game presses that we've tried new things, we keep trying new things, but it doesn't seem to materialize on the pitch. Well, that's your job, coach. It's your job to make sure that you translate the theory of coaching into practicals on the pitch. That's not my job. My job is to talk about the game. And so go out there and do your thing. Seth from Botiano says that good afternoon, Ben and team. Football has fallen off. That's why we be comparing Salah's contribution to that of Gerrard. Salah wouldn't have come close. You say what? Close to anything if he was playing back in the day, in the era of Thierry Henry, Ronaldinho, Beckham, Kaká, Brazil. It is not true. These things are not true. Look, I don't like to compare players from different eras. Yeah. I don't like to do that. But you see, numbers don't lie. The game is way faster now. Like way faster now. You can't tell me that Salah would not have done on what basis?
You see, that's why. That's why a lot of people who have watched football for a very long time, they always had the hesitation putting Van Dijk in the ranks of Nemanja Vidic.
They shouldn't have any hesitation. Van Dijk is not better than any of those people.
Because at the end of the day, you are not battling this Drogba and co. You are battling like.
It's fine. It's okay.
You get it.
But you see, Van Dijk's praise.
Like,
all of it, a lot of it comes from him being a refined all-around footballer. Okay, so he can pass the ball. He can step out of defense and do this.
But Ricardo Carvalho could do that. He did that.
Carvalho was not as polished a passer as Van Dijk. That's no, definitely not.
It was underrated. Because in that era, because in that era, the lens was on defending.
No, that's what
defending. It wasn't so much about his passing.
And that's what I'm saying. So if you compare Carvalho's passing to Van Dijk, it will not be fair. Carvalho was definitely, for what I use in marking a centre back, it was definitely a better centre back. I mean, it's not even debatable for me. Van Dijk does those things like good first touch, good pass, good passing range, aerial ability, all of that. But come on, you can't say Van Dijk is better than Ferdinand or Vidic. I don't know. People have their own opinions about these things.
Can you argue that he's more complete? Not necessarily better at the defense, but in terms of all-around package of what
definitely, you can say that. You can say he's more complete, but in the end, complete must give me something. Like, you understand? Like, complete must make you a standout player on the big stage. It must impact Liverpool in a certain way. And right now, complete hasn't impacted Liverpool.
Yeah, and I like what the listener wrote. I mean, you can compare Salah to Gerrard in terms of Liverpool greatness.
You can't. Why?
Did you see the?
What has he won that Salah hasn't won?
Did you see the squads that Gerrard was dragging to win trophies?
Massa.
Bro, he played with Flanagan.
Gerrard played with Javier Mascherano and Xabi Alonso. What are you talking about?
He played what?
What are you saying?
He didn't play with
he played with Suarez.
Fernando Torres. The dead carcass of Fowler. Oh, please.
Those days, some players were underrated. They were not big names. Like, you can't tell me Fabio Aurelio was not a good player.
Fabio Aurelio, he was just okay. He was just okay. Bro, he was playing.
Those guys were going to Old Trafford and cooking Man United 4-1.
Steven Gerrard was playing with Dosena.
No, you are scrapping. You are scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Steven Gerrard was playing with Dosena.
You are going to talk about Jay Spearing.
Bro,
he played
with Dosena.
Gerrard played with good players.
I'm not saying he didn't play with great players. He played with Fernando Torres. He played with Luis Suarez. But they were.
He was charismatic. He was a good leader. He had the occasional goal like winner in him, but it's not as crazy a carry job as people are making it seem.
He did you see, that's the phrase that you say that even gives you more confidence that Gerrard as a legend
if we are talking about carry jobs, if we are talking about carry jobs, then Mohamed Salah there, then
Mohamed Salah carry job. Carry what job?
Carry
what job? The job that Sadio Mane held you.
A carry job is when you win a title and you've contributed to 75% of your team's goals. That's a carry job.
Steven Gerrard won.
It's a carry job.
Liverpool won that Champions League title.
Yeah.
Against that vaunted AC Milan team.
Yeah.
With Steven Gerrard being 75% of the reason why they won that title.
How did you arrive at that percentage?
How did you arrive at that percentage?
No, goals and assists.
Did you see? Let's go back into the archives and look at the statistics of Steven Gerrard.
Goals and assists will help you.
No,
it's just like Iniesta and Xavi.
You see,
those people there.
It's not goals and assists.
To be fair,
to
him, in that Champions League and in the round of 16, if you remember, Liverpool losing to Olympiacos.
I'm not about to see. Listen. I'm not about to nitpick individual results. I know how great Steven Gerrard is to Liverpool's legacy. All I'm saying is Steven Gerrard is not a greater Liverpool legend than Mohamed Salah. You can say whatever
He
you want
is.
because at the end of the day,
He is.
there is nothing Gerrard won that Salah
He's just
didn't in
English and
Liverpool.
he's more.
No.
He feels more Liverpool
and
he's
it-
from the city.
That's just
I
it.
think
One man, club legend, all them things.
No.
Those things are
he went
sentimental.
to the US.
I mean, think about that AC Milan team.
There we are.
Anyway, the Liverpool game has started,
Cannot-
and Ekitike has given Liverpool the lead in 50 seconds. Wow! While we were talking about legends and carry jobs, look at the Liverpool fan. Look at them clapping. Mohamed Salah can't meet you, bro. Anyway, 1-0. Liverpool lead Brighton. Brighton the whole. Look at Verbrohen acting like you'd have done anything about the goal. Quick thoughts. Let's see the replay on this again, but it's kickoff already and it's 1-0 advantage Liverpool. So looks like some poor clearance fell back into a dangerous
It wasn't
area.
the best of clearances
Yep.
from.
That is a
Yakubu
great
Mendy,
finish.
but the breakdown in defense, allowing that ball
Luis
to
is
bounce
carrying the ball
along.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, Luis Dunk will be
That's
very
crazy.
disappointed.
That's wonderful technique from
Okay.
Ekitike.
So
First touch to set it up and
He
then
did.
just
It's like
the reaction was poor.
no, it's like he didn't know if he wanted to head the ball or he wanted to kick the ball, and he ended up doing none of the two.
Yeah, like just
And-
standing around and
Ended
watching.
up doing none of the two, and so Ekitike has given Liverpool the lead 50 seconds into the game. It's 1-0. Look at Virgil van Dijk soaking in the adulation. Coach Christopher Nimbley is in
So
the
if they
building.
win this one, that will be 5 games without Mo Salah. as a-
Oh yeah, they just played only less than 1 minute.
No, I say if they
Oh.
win, that's
lo-
what I'm saying. I say if
lo-
they win.
You understand football so much so well that you should not even be thinking
I'm
of
saying
it.
that
It's
if
an-
they
it's
win,
an agenda he's pursuing.
agenda.
At the end of the
It is
day,
clear.
at the end of the day, Mohamed Salah is not the reason why Liverpool are not doing well. They should respect themselves and reinstate him into that starting lineup. All I'm saying.
you see, it's sending a message. If the face of the team has been touched, then the rest of you should up your performance. That's what it's about.
Coach,
Coach, on
Onyazi and his slot. The game just started. Let's watch.
we are here. Anyway,
I want them to win. I don't want it to be like if Salah doesn't play Liverpool. No. They should win. They should be in and among the goals. But the game is still very fresh and it's still very, very early.
Brighton looked like they hadn't really woken up because that clearance and the how do you call it, the aftermath of
Yeah, the reaction
that
was
cross,
so slow. It's like
was
they
really
haven't
bad.
woken up.
Yeah.
It was as if they were still maybe warming up or now getting into the dressing room, coming back on the field. No, it was quite poor for me. The reaction was quite poor. But honestly, look, this whole Salah thing, Egypt wouldn't mind because at the end of the day, they'll be getting a well-rested Mohamed Salah.
Yep.
Because their group is not easy. It's one of the toughest groups in the AFCON. They are playing Angola and they are playing South Africa and they are playing Zimbabwe. South Africa and Angola are tough customers.
Oh, Angola,
and so
Onyazi, Blaster is no good. That's why Angola you are.
I
When did Angola be?
I think they are tough. They are tough.
No, Angola.
Egypt themselves, they're falling off as a national team to a large extent.
So that's how come it makes it quite tough. And so having a rested Salah, I mean, there's always a silver lining to a dark cloud. And if I'm an Egyptian, yeah, I'll view it that way because there have been so many instances where the guy will go to the AFCON and you can tell that, like, yeah, he's a bit knackered. But now he's missed out on a couple of games. Yeah, quite well rested. I think, yeah, it will be great for Egypt to have him in such a mood.
So Mohamed Salah on the bench, the camera panned to him as soon as the goal went in from Ekitike.
I mean, media, we want stories.
Media
Yeah.
people looking for drama.
I don't mind them.
where there is no drama.
We know where the agenda is coming from.
Yeah.
You can't put the king to shame.
Where is it coming from?
But yeah, you know the way these people do their thing.
Oh,
Don't behave as if you
media. I
don't know.
believe this agenda you're talking about.
You know the way
But
these
me,
people do
I
their
think
thing.
every time they sign off the check to move that 400k, it's almost like somebody's rib has been removed every single time. Like
They refer to it.
Charlie, every single time
But you know it happens everywhere.
they send that 400k. Like,
You know it happens everywhere. Man United.
And so when I say you know there is an agenda, you don't ask me where it's coming
No,
from
it's
because
not
you
like
know.
it's not as an agenda. It happens everywhere.
I say
in
the game
every
is
team.
fresh.
In
Is
every
it
team.
not Van Dijk and Kerkes and Co are defending? Minte ba chu eni bi an no correct Minte.
I expect quite the battle on that
Kekes
flank
Minter,
actually.
yeah.
And Minter is the one who started the error sequence that led to the goal. Instead of clearing the ball up the field, he hooked the ball back into the front of his penalty box, and then they failed to clear the ball properly. So
the clearance was in the
that clearance was extremely poor, to be honest. Brighton looking active so far. It's been 5 minutes of action, and we already have a goal.
And
Chelsea.
speaking of AFCON too, Baleba, I think it'll be good for Cameroon that Baleba, after a start to the season where he wasn't playing much, over the past 2-3 games, he's now seeing the field more, and he's getting back into his groove. Yeah, that would be great for Cameroon.
More messages.
They will need it, because that team is the chaos in that team. Too much, way too much.
Well, let me ask Coach what he thinks about this Liverpool team. Mo Salah on the bench today, like we said, Gakpo absent through injury, but they are playing Wirtz on the left, McAllister as a 10, and Zoboslai
and Curtis Jones
in the middle of the park. Who's on the right hand side?
On the right, Soboslai.
Soboslai, yes. So Soboslai on the right, McAllister in the middle, and then they have Ekitike leading the line. Just thoughts on what that does, how that changes their approach today in this game.
He should have shot. No, he should have gone for goal.
Well, I think he was trying to go for
He was passing, rather. He was passing the watch.
Let's see it again.
Look at it.
Sequence here.
It's the pass. He's giving a pass.
He was reverse passing to... the pass was just too strong in the end. So, yes, that's what you have it. Chelsea's game is goalless, actually. 7 minutes played in that game against Everton. Tricky game. We'll keep an eye on that one. So, it's a game we need to be very wary of. Let me read a few messages. This one says, good afternoon, guys. Look at Diego Simeone after Solot scored. What a character. I just love this coach. Interesting person. CK from Ashaiman. Alvinho from Akosombo says, afternoon, Ben. You guys remember Diego Tristan? Yeah, we're talking about him a while ago. Manzi texting from Ashaiman says, Chelsea and Everton's game is going to be a tough one, but I see Chelsea winning by 3-2. Maxwell, popularly known as Manzi. I see. This one says Neto Esteval on the right, Garnacho Gittins on the left, Palma, Joao Pedro, Enzo Bonanotte at 10. Hey, that Bonanotte do too. Anyway, in some cases Neto goes to the left. Yeah, I've seen him being used on the left. Neto is pretty comfortable on both sides, but for a player as busy as he is, his numbers don't reflect his game time. Yeah, if you look at his assisted goal numbers, very suspect, but pretty much a good player. Anyway, this one says, good afternoon, my people. Uche from Kaneshi says, Endrick received a red card just because he didn't sit down well on the bench. That's how Chelsea will play well, but will lose for not staying well. I'm not sure what that is. Uche from Kaneshi again says that no Noni, Power is still not in his best form. So it's Everton's turn today. More messages. This one says, good afternoon, guys. Chelsea to win 4-1 against Everton. Timotino from Esutrare with that one. This one also says, good afternoon. Gilbert from Ashaiman. My darling club will surely win today. Coach, are you keeping an eye on the Chelsea game or the Liverpool game? Because
I think the Chelsea game so far looks very balanced. The shape of Everton is more like a 1v1. They are trying to match Chelsea for whatever they are doing, and I'm very sure from the way it's going there, it will have to come back to the defensive or the quality of the two teams with regards to who's got the best technical players to impact the game. So far, it's been very, very competitive.
I think Chelsea need to be wary of Everton, especially on dead balls, because
Konate, that is a foul ball.
not for just the fact that they can play on the turf. They will look to exploit Chelsea's centre backs when
that's not a foul.
Crosses come in. I'm not sure why that was not given. Very interesting ball.
It's a slight body check.
Yeah,
it's like he was waiting for the contact. So the slightest contact meant he went down.
Well, that's the lowdown so far. Still goalless in the Chelsea game. 10 minutes played. 10 minutes played in the Liverpool game as well. It's 1-0 in there. That's how things have rolled so far. But Brighton have woken up since they conceded that goal. They've pressed the ball with a lot more aggression, looking a lot more intentional in this game. Coach, I mean, just thoughts on moving McAllister to 10 and having Curtis Jones partner Grafenberg in the middle of the park. What is Arne Slot thinking? Like, what's going on?
I don't know what the thinking is. Because to be honest with you, in terms of winning the ball off the opponent, I don't think that is a good thing to do. Because Curtis Jones, I think he sees himself as a Javi.
I was just saying this. He thinks he's Iniesta. He wants to be holding on to the ball, turning around
unnecessarily.
3 touches, 4 touches.
Unnecessarily. Most often, it doesn't end up bring any proper end product to whatever he does. And I think that if you are an Arne Slot, this is not the sort of midfield shape you want to go with in a game like this. This game is far from over. I think Liverpool will need that insurance goal, because the longer it stays at 1-0, Brighton will fancy themselves that, look, they can go and rescue something out of this. And knowing this Liverpool team, they are not good at keeping clean sheet.
Nope.
In the Premier League, they will be a bit jittery. I think he was slightly offside.
Liverpool on the attack again. What a tackle! I think that's Van Hecker. I like how Brighton break quickly when they win the ball. Very, unsettling. They don't let you. Reform your lines as soon as they get the ball again. They look very dangerous on the ball. So looks like we have something. Oh, this minted dude. It's going on that right wing. So far, Milos Kerkez he's struggling. Like Minter has had him on the back foot a couple. Look at this again. So takes him inside. Wow, that was dangerous. Yeah.
And he had about 3 defenders. Yeah,
See, typical Van Dijk. You see Van Dijk.
In fact,
instead of blocking the ball, he's 10. I don't know why he does that.
Zonal defending via Bluetooth.
I don't know. I don't know why he does that.
That's what it is. He doesn't touch. He doesn't need to touch you. There's no contact. Like he feels like being in the zone will be enough to knock you off your game. I'm not sure why he does.
I think maybe he took that Alexandro Nesta quote a bit too literally, a bit too literally and a bit too far. That if he has to go down to the turf, that means he hasn't done his job well. Yeah, so always he's always.
No, but Nesta will block. Nesta in standing off will put his body in between the ball.
I don't know.
He wouldn't turn his 360. No.
Yeah, he turned away from the ball action and
turning your backside to the defender. I'm not sure where he.
Yeah, to the attacker.
Brighton and Hove Albion are testing this Liverpool defense in numbers. So
that was a good pass.
That was a really good pass. The pace of the ball made it really easy for the player to take it first time and get a shot.
Alisson read the move. He read it. Look at Konate. Just sleeping there.
Again.
Yeah, that's he did that pass. Yeah.
That's a save.
I think you have a better.
He read it, so
he
was off his line in a flash. Everton have Chelsea have an injury.
It's Everton. I think Dewsbury Hall has gone down injured.
Hall
looks like they are bringing on Alcaraz.
Yeah,
I don't know why Alcaraz does not start. He's such a creative spark for them. Probably doesn't work hard enough.
I think he starts when one of the two guys who play the double pivot is out. So last week, because of Ghana Gay's red card, so he started. Yeah, but once those guys are available, it's James Garner and Idrissa Gana Gay. They are the ones who play the double pivot. Then Kenan Dewsbury Hall plays a bit outfield.
It's a shame for him though, because this is his first game against his former team after he just signed for Everton, and he's been such good form. So.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Such a big miss for them. I mean, what are they missing in this game with his absence? I mean, tackles can find a pass, but how big a blow is this to Everton?
I mean, you look at Iliman Ndiaye, he tends to dribble, but in terms of the cutting edge, he doesn't necessarily give it to you. Jack Grealish, a little better than Iliman Ndiaye on that end, but you still want someone who's a bit more direct, and there are levels to directness than what Jack Grealish will provide. So Kenan Dewsbury Hall, he's the one who does that. He is more he's quite slow, but and he can play because of his slowness. He can play as a deep line playmaker, and it's because of that ability that's what makes him quite good in this Everton setup, because he will deliver the pass as soon as the window opens, just as he would when he's playing a bit deeper in midfield. And that's what you need, especially when you do not have necessarily the most clinical of strikers playing for your team. So the little bit of opportunity that you get, you make the best out of it, and you turn it into a proper chance. You can only do that by playing it quick or playing it very decisive passes, and that's what you get from Kenan Drisby-Hall. So that's how I see it.
Quick,
that's
decisive passes. Well, that will be a miss for them. So far, Cucurella has charged in that situation. Brighton keep testing.
Never mind. I
Liverpool.
think he scored in their last 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
Drisby-Hall? Yeah. He's been in good form, and I saw that goal he scored against Manchester United with his weaker foot, his right foot.
The aggression to get the ball back, to try and get the ball
very,
back.
very composed guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't get easily rattled when he's under a lot of pressure, and you need that bit of calmness. So yeah, he brings those qualities to this Everton. I think the Chelsea move, it was a bit too early for him, in the sense that Chelsea fans want a guy who can come in there and deliver right from the jump, and have that more or less.
You see Gakpo and his family?
Isn't there?
Yeah.
That Cole Palmer
Star
kind
boy
of,
Gakpo.
yeah, Cole Palmer kind of
Untouchable
qualities.
Gakpo.
Yeah, but Drisby-Hall, he's more like a working man type of guy or playmaker, more or less.
Look at Viet. I want to see what he does on the ball when he has it. Come on.
Idea.
Charlie.
Idea.
That's in Thiago.
No, Drisby-Hall is more workaholic of a playmaker than a
They are
refined
talking about
playmaker.
Florian
No,
Wirtz.
listen, I'm a-
Idea.
Where is the idea coming from?
I'm
Idea.
a big Florian Wirtz guy, and I've been of the opinion for a long time that the manager's tactics are holding him back, and that he can be better than he is. I expect him to be better than he is, but sometimes I see some of the things he does, and I'm like, boy, like, what are you even doing?
And before we even signed him, there was a lot of talk comparing him, because I think Liverpool were interested in Cherki as well.
Yep.
And when
If
you
they
just
could
see
get
how
Cherki.
if you see the way they both just adapted to the league, you
Yes.
wonder if having to spend over 100 million more
Made sense.
for VS made sense.
Like,
Especially,
I think with Cherki, the attitude also was part of the reason, because he's had a bit of run-ins with his coaches and his teammates, and so that also played into the whole
Right, it was a
idea.
bit surprising to all of us when Pep actually
Yeah,
opted for him,
because I
because
was
Pep
like, but this guy has
usually-
clashed with his coaches before.
usually Pep will
That
not.
didn't seem like a Manchester City Pep Guardiola type signing
At
to
all.
me at all.
I mean, but to be fair, that was their whole window, because they signed two goalkeepers to begin with, and even Donnarumma is clearly not his type of goalkeeper. So looks like, at least in the way Pep has lead since he came to the Premier League, the way he's postured himself, it looks like this season in particular, he's been more compromising. Than
Because last season
others.
it didn't go so well.
It looks
he
like
was a bit desperate.
it looks like Chelsea are struggling,
Yeah.
because Everton look very comfortable,
They've been more dominant on the
Very
ball, and they
dominant.
are playing away from home.
dictating the tempo of the game.
Yep.
Not worried at all.
Yeah. 101 with Malo Gusto. And they need to be careful with these crosses into the box. Like I'm saying, Everton have very aerially dominant players, very big athletic guys in there. So hopefully Chelsea can get their passes together.
they
They are
switch-
playing so deep in their own house.
And they switched fullbacks.
Look at this
You
guy.
see Cucurella switch over to the right side,
Yeah.
and Gusto switch over to the right to the left
Left
side,
side.
in order to deal with the threat of the wingers of
Chelsea are looking
of
to
Chelsea of Everton.
They're looking to intercept and break.
But when you
I'm not
do
sure
that,
if that's a
what
good-
that the deficiency in that is that Cucurella on the attack will not give you a lot,
he always
because
has
he'll be bringing the ball.
readjust himself to put the
Exactly.
ball on his stronger foot.
Exactly.
Anyway, it's 20 minutes played, still a lot of drama in the game. Let me just go through some of the games that are happening around Europe generally. So in the Premier League to come, and also some of the analysts. Coach, yeah.
Yeah, Liverpool were initiating a very good move. Your man was involved, Florian Wirtz.
and the move broke down.
And nobody.
I mean, it was a good pass to
Back you.
KTK, but KTK couldn't finish.
The idea.
Florian, idea.
No.
I mean, we had Thiago.
Charlie,
before the idea.
Chelsea have scored. Though.
Chelsea
Palmer.
go up. Yes, sir. Too cold. It's freezing in here.
Edwin
It's freezing in here. Let me see this goal again, and then we can drop some comments on this. So, middle of the park. That's it looks like a long way out. Everything are back. That is a
Palmer always score that.
So
Gusto. That was a good pass. That was a good pass from Gusto.
that was not Gusto actually. He gave up the ball.
I think
Fofana.
Fofana.
Yeah, Gusto.
Oh, Malo Gusto. I didn't know you had that in you. So nice through pass. Cole Palmer is definitely chilly right now. It's definitely freezing in there. Coach, just thoughts on that goal. Everton, that's disappointing.
Very, very. If you look at the sort of dominance they've had, that was too easy. It was too easy for Chelsea, because especially the manner in which the pass just took almost every defender out of the picture was shocking to me, because one would have thought that they had the numbers, but the gap were not properly closed.
Yeah.
And once Malo Gusto saw the pass, he didn't hesitate at all. That is the sort of decisiveness you want to see from players, especially in midfield, when they find themselves having that space and that time on the ball. They want to pick the pass that will punish the opponent. So that was a good goal from Chelsea.
Just talk to me about Everton letting Malo Gusto come all the way into that zone to be picking up a pass, because he's a right fullback. He should typically not be that far up the field.
Yeah, but he's, like I said, he has switched flanks. So he was occupying that side, but he came back. I think in that sense, he and Cucurella moved again, and so he moved into that inverted midfield role, and that's how come he ended up that high up the pitch, and he was given that enough room. And you have to commend Cole Palmer. Before Gusto received the pass,
he was already making a
directing
run. Put the ball there. I'm making the run.
What should happen? And so once Gusto got the ball, he already knew what to do. And Cole Palmer was making that run, and boom, he just fed it.
Wow, that should have been goal number 2. Alejandro Garnacho with.
He just missed 2 big chances in 2 minutes, but that was.
Let's see that.
Scoring
let's see that again. Let's go through that.
So it's a loose pass at the back, I think, from Alcaraz. Across the
he's
field.
apologizing for it, but
and then
Garnacho definitely should have
got to the ball before that. Went around the keeper and then.
Are you serious?
Come on, man.
Are you serious?
Come on, man.
Garnacho.
Yeah, Garnacho. That's a disappointment. That is a highly
Gomez. TJ.
Gomez has issues.
This has always been the problem with Joe Gomez. Very good player. Some way, somehow, availability is always suspect.
I don't think he was even touched. I think it was a non-contact injury. Even
worse. Those injuries are even worse. Typically tend to be more tricky for the player.
That should be foul.
Most often than not. So that's the goal.
Today it looks like Ghana Gay is playing as a right back.
He is playing in the right space, not necessarily as a right back, but he's been. I've seen him up in that space a couple of times. Yeah, he's been occupying that space. So Hugo Ekitike with the little bow to the crowd there. But I don't think people talk about Gusto. I think he's been one of Chelsea's most improved players. Yeah, I watched the Gusto who came in from Olympique Lyonnais. And what he is now. Coach always was on his case for having more hairstyles
than actually playing football.
Play contributions. I think
he's improved since the Club World Cup.
Very. That's like been the most monumental period for his improvement. Just thoughts on him. It looks like we have a change. What is going on here?
Salah is coming on.
What is going on
so what that
here?
means is Soboslai will play as a right fullback. Then Salah will slot into that right wing position.
Oh boy!
That's
boy!
Easy. You can't put the king to shame. You can't.
You mean what God has written in the stars?
He will come and score.
I mean,
this
in
is-
terms of result,
Yeah.
that's not as strong
So
as he needs
very
to be
interesting. Looks
from-
like there's a little ovation. I don't know if it's an ovation or clapping for Gomez. I'm not sure what
No,
it is.
but the supporters, they know who their king is. That has never been in doubt. Young man, go and sit down. What are you telling him?
The little hop onto the pitch.
Yes.
Mohamed Salah.
They know who their king is.
Yeah.
They know.
So there's some applause from
No,
some
they
sections
know,
of
but for
Africa.
him, they would have continued suffering after 30 years. They know.
Thank you.
Sounds
For
good.
him, when some people had the opportunity to win the title,
They were
They
sleeping
had banana peels
on the
under
pitch,
under their feet.
under their boots.
Banana peels. They couldn't do it.
You watch the
They
second goal.
bottled it, choked it away to Dwight Gill and go against Crystal Palace. Anyway, Mo Salah is on. Very interesting. Yeah, just thoughts on that. So injury
Yeah.
forcing Liverpool into a tactical change. Salah is back on the pitch.
Yeah, and forcing their most informed player to also play in a very unorthodox position. We shouldn't forget that. That's Soboslai having to play as a right full back.
It
I
is
think
the coach who wants him to play there. Don't because it's not because of Salah being on the pitch. The one you say forcing their informed player to go and play right back, as if because of Salah, you
who
don't play at right
foresaw, who
back.
foresaw the injury to Joe
So
Gomez?
it's not Salah.
No,
Can bring
he
on
was
Ramsey.
he.
Can bring on Ramsey and continue to play so
That's my point.
Simple.
He wanted to start.
No, see,
Salah.
this
No,
is my philosophy.
You people are not yours.
This is my philosophy. If the
How
player,
did foreign bird?
Mr. Villanova,
You were not expecting him to pass.
You
didn't expect what?
Salah should have shot.
No!
let's see that again.
How would he shoot?
Let's
Watch
see
this.
again.
Now the pass goes there. What Salah here? What? The defender closes. How does he shoot? This is the goal. This is the goal. How do you miss this?
Can't
Ball?
shoot.
How do you miss this ball?
McAllister, who was trying to
What?
block Szoboszlai.
Yeah, that's some poor finishing. That's I don't know if it's hesitation. I don't know if it's indecision, but Liverpool
He didn't
should
make
have
good
been.
contact with the ball for him to be able to roll that pass.
That
Of course.
Viers?
No, that was McAllister.
Yeah, that should have been.
Yeah, he
good.
didn't have enough pace on the ball.
That should
and
have been
for him
goal
to be
number
able
two.
to move the ball so that Ekitike will be able to finish. Yeah, that's pretty much. So, back
You see, that would have been first touch, first assist. So,
Thank
and
you.
then that one, all these people are there. Then they will say Salah this, Salah that. First touch. Look at that assist. One warrior. Look at what
It's the
he's
same thing they've been doing to Vert all season.
No, le.
Please. He's on the ball now. Let's see what you do. Viert has been disappointing to me, man.
Oh yeah, his start to his career in the Premier League has been very, very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Because look, you even look at his body language, the way he plays, you can tell that it's affecting him.
It affected him.
It's really affecting him.
If you see him in the Leverkusen
Yeah.
setup, how he used to move, shoot.
I see him and he looks like
he's very subdued.
he looks very like a weakling walking around. Like he looks very, very slow. And I know that look, if you're able to play the game according to your pace, it's a major asset and a key quality that only a few players have.
Yep.
To be able to move the game or play the game according to your pace. And he's doing that. But in this case, I look at him and it's not necessarily because he's super confident and super dominant, but it's because I think he's trying to play it a little bit safe.
He's trying not to make mistakes.
Yes.
That's what it is. Like when you don't produce the goods and your confidence is low, right?
Yeah, just keep it simple,
things,
keep it safe. Yeah.
things you would have done
He's
before.
actually done created really good
What?
opportunities throughout
Wow,
the game. I just think
Ekitike.
his
Give the
confidence
ball.
is.
That's a pass.
Look at Florian Wirtz.
He was given a pass to.
That should have been.
Pass.
That's number 2. Oh my goodness! Wow, Liverpool. Some creative that looked good on the attack.
Look, but truth be told, Florian Wirtz's touch was a very bad touch. If he had controlled the ball,
Let me see
one
this
pass
again.
to Salah, go, watch.
Let's see this again. So,
Ekitike did so
I
well.
was a little behind him.
Look, that's what little he has the ball, man.
yeah, I think he. Yeah, that touch was not good enough. That touch was not good. They should-
I don't know whether he got put off by the other player who tried controlling it.
Yeah, I think there are two players
Yes.
running into the same zone, so there was some hesitation on whose ball it really was in the end. In the end, really, Brighton let off the hook. Liverpool have had 5 attempts and 1 on target. What was on target is what ended up in the back of the net. Chelsea or Everton have another injury concern right now. Tarkowski is talking a lot to the referee. I'm not sure. It looks like he's not happy with the tackling from Chelsea. Let's see that again. Oh, that's Fernandez, I believe, on Ghana Gay initially, and then he's gone in on somebody else again. So I think he was basically telling him that Fernandez has been up to a few things in this game. So it's a drop ball so far. So yeah, 1-0, 30 minutes played in both games. Let me see if I can get to my YouTube and get some messages in. Coach,
Isaac is there, squeezing his eyes, squeezing his face.
I mean, to be fair, I think TK makes it very hard for him to justify his selection every week with the performances he puts in.
Yeah.
Beyond his transfer fee, if Ekitike had been a more expensive player with this kind of form, I don't think Isak would be playing as much. The fact that it's Isak who came in on a lot of money.
No, I can understand. You see, he didn't go for preseason. Look, preseason,
and
this is a team in turmoil.
Preseason, you have to be one time.
So Liverpool have the opportunity again.
Pass the ball.
See what he's doing. Mohamed Salah, come on, man.
The guy delayed the pass.
I have never wanted Salah to score more than I want him to now in today's game. Liverpool keep over elaborating.
You see the selfishness? Give him the ball. Fact, I see, and it's law we need to speak to the players. When Salah is available, you give it to him. That's your boss. He's the one in charge. You see, I don't know, but maybe he's the coach. He doesn't want them to pass the ball. But what did I say? But if that's my best goal scorer, and give him the ball.
I don't know why he hesitated. It's almost like he was in two minds. Should I pass the ball? Should I keep it? Should I go left?
When Salah is the available option.
Yeah, but Ekitike is in good form. So
my friend,
we
can't form.
Pass the ball.
We can't form what we not see before.
Say pass the ball to your boss.
We can't form.
Well, Everton are coming forward, looking dangerous in their game. Yes, like I said, let me just take a quick.
And that's what Enzo Maresca feared, and that's what he feared. Now that Gusto is back as right fullback, we saw just what Jack Grealish did. He shifted the ball inside, and Gusto couldn't quickly cover up, and they created a good chance out of it. And now they have a corner kick. But once it's Kukurea. Once you shift the ball inside, you're shifting it onto a stronger foot.
Yep.
So he can easily rotate and make an interception or quickly save the possession and lay on the pass and pretty much kill the entire threat. But yeah, it's one of those things that you have to live with.
Well, I'm going to go to my Twitter trends and see what the people on Twitter are saying about Mohamed Salah's inclusion in the game and what his contribution has been so far. Interesting thoughts all around from a lot of guys over there. Ibrahim Akonate on one of his signature runs. Yes, let me get into it. So you guys are really cracking me up already. Somebody says Salah is already dragging the play.
Dragging the players in a positive way or in a negative way?
Negative he means, but I think Salah has provided them attacking outlets since he came on. He's been very decent since he got into the game.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure where that's coming from because he's actually looked dangerous. He's moved
He
well.
should have given an assist by now.
Yeah.
McAllister should have scored that goal.
Interesting thoughts there from the guys. Let me go around, like I said, on some of just update you on some of the games that are currently happening. So there's Arsenal Wolves to come a little later.
That one there. To be more goals.
Burnley versus Fulham also coming up a little later. That game's at 5:30. When you go to La Liga, Mallorca playing Elche. Mallorca lead by a goal to nil. Currently, Barca have a date with Osasuna at 5:30. So a game worth keeping an eye on, especially if you're a Real Madrid fan. Getafe up against Espanyol. Yes, you don't want Barca to get too far ahead of you. And then when you go to the German Bundesliga, Wolfsburg are winning away from home 3-1 against Borussia Mönchengladbach. And then you can talk about Eintracht Frankfurt up against Augsburg. It's goalless at half time. And then also Hoffenheim versus HSV, 2-0 advantage Hoffenheim. St. Pauli up against Heidenheim. St. Pauli leading by a goal to nil. Bayer Leverkusen take on FC Cologne a little later. 5:30 kickoff that one is. So when you go to Serie A, there's Torino Cremonese. Torino leading by a goal to nil. Brighton on the counter. This could be dangerous based on how they play it. That's a smart idea, but the pass execution is very
he's apologizing.
Minter is upset as well because I thought that
the guy delayed the pass.
He just delayed the ball off to him. I'm not sure what he was doing. He says, "Put the ball there for me."
Yeah, he pointed.
I'm not sure why.
Should have just laid
I'm
it.
not sure why he decided to go for that option.
Just laid it in front of him.
You need to be of a certain like pass finesse, pass level, pass master, like to be able to make these type of passes like across the defender to your player. You don't. It's not like a regular Joe type pass. It's not a Jorginho Rota type pass. I don't know. He's not arrived. I'm not sure why he thought he could pull that off. Just do the simple thing. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Thierry Henry has a new hair. I think scoring his first goal gave him a bit of confidence.
So he went to change his head.
Yeah,
Footballers are funny. You should concentrate on composure and finishing in the box. Not doing so well so far. Atalanta Cagliari also happening at 7:45. There's Parma Lazio. Should be a good game. In the mix, Mets play PSG today. Rennes will be up against Stade Brestois. And then Paris FC up against Toulouse. That's what's going on around. Around. So generally, yeah. Is Brandon Thomas Asante back from injury, or is still out long term? Because his team are up against Bristol. It's goalless. Ipswich also up against Leicester City. Leicester are up by a goal to nil. I'm peeping the lineups right now, and I think Jordan Ayew leading the line. Abdul Fattah Isahaku also in action. So both of Ghana's internationals played a role in this game. Just thoughts on that. Quick thoughts on that.
On the
Leicester, yeah, the upper I go to nil. Jordan is in the mix. Fattah is in the mix.
Leicester I think coming down last season, most people thought that the Premier League teams would be too strong. That's how it usually happens in the Championship. Sometimes the teams that come down because of their Premier League experience and the quality in their squad, they come and they're able to immediately start competing in the league. But I think this season has been an outlier for that because Leicester they started a bit well, but they haven't been as consistent.
Yep.
And I think if I'm right, Southampton were in the relegation zone at some point. And you counter out the fact with Luton, who came down last season, also went straight back down. Ipswich themselves do not look like.
Who is this?
Who specifically are you talking about?
Yeah, you saw the surface. So if the referee had not whistled, he had just what? This is the ball. Okay, so he won the ball off here, but that was not the foul.
Fedi Kaliodu. Yeah.
And you look at it. But that was not the foul.
He
Why
just,
did it?
he just
No foul.
I'm not sure.
I think he stepped on his left foot.
The Brighton players making a meal out of it. To be honest, that's not.
I don't think
He's trying to sell the referee. I'm not sure why he's trying.
And he did. He successfully did.
Yellow card. Well, I still got the foul for it though. But Brighton have cooled off a little since Liverpool scored. They looked like they were going to be capable of unlocking them. Everton, my goodness. Everton have missed a big chance in that Chelsea game. Ball across the face of goal, begging for any type of touch. And that is 1-1. But they look like they've upped their ante a little in that game. They seem to think that they can get something before they go into the break. Yeah, thoughts on that game?
Yeah, and this will be the perfect time to be able to get an equalizer away from home. 5-6 minutes before the end of the first half. I think it will be a good reward for their solid play throughout the first half. They've not defended too deeply. They've been able to create a few decent chances of their own. But yeah, they will be very disappointed with the kind of goal that they conceded. Yes, you have to applaud the pass from Malo Gusto, but it's the lead up to that pass, that opening, that room, the amount of time they
look
give
at
to
the guy.
Wesley
Look at
Fofana.
the pass. Ghana Gay. Look. How did you miss this?
Barry.
Charlie, he just threw himself on the floor.
Nah.
Charlie, that guy.
Everton need to seriously invest in their forward line.
They've
the
invested.
central striker.
They've invested. They just keep investing badly. That's what.
Seriously.
Well,
Like, they need to seriously do.
I mean, if you are throwing like big money at players who are not good, then you are not serious.
Because
I'll be honest
that
with
amount
you.
of money they spent on Tyler Diblin, they could have spent it on a very decent striker and be able to get something productive. Because this,
I'm not saying he's world class, but sometimes Barry can be a bit unlucky.
but has nothing to do with the unluckiness.
How many goals has he scored this season?
One.
Charlie, stop this.
This has nothing to do
Unlucky.
with unluckiness.
Ah.
Like,
See, if you can't score from point blank, all he needed to do
Throw your
was
body
stretch,
at it.
was stretch
Throw
his
your body
legs,
at
and then
it.
you know what he did? He actually went with his legs buckled under him. And who does that?
why was he scared that he will sky it the ball from that
You
range?
can't be scared.
Brighton
See,
have
that
a really
at
good
that
chance.
range,
I mean, te.
any type of touch, that ball goes in. Any
Yeah.
time with your knees, your elbow, anything, it goes in. I don't know,
But
man.
honestly, yeah, I'm very disappointed. They couldn't make something good out of it.
30 million euros for him. 30 million euros for this.
That means they are looking at the upside.
Oh, boss. How old is he again?
I think he's quite young.
He's quite young.
He should.
Yeah.
Tieno Barry.
I don't
Yeah,
think
they are
so.
looking at the upside. It's the same thing they did with Tyler Diblin. You know, Everton, they've had their own fair share of financial issues, so they are investing a little bit more in the young players. And yeah, these days the young players who are highly rated don't come cheap, but they are a bit cheaper compared to the accomplished players. And so yeah, they are hedging their bets on these young ones to come good.
The internet's always full. Like somebody's lied and put it. They say player profile known for his physicality, aerial threat, agility, link-up play, and goal-scoring instincts, making him a versatile forward. Like, please.
But Brandon Thomas Asante is still injured. He's not featuring in this game against Bristol City. Yeah.
That's just a fake bio written on Tieno Barry. Anyway, 42 minutes played in that game, in that Liverpool game. Chelsea game is also in the same way. Manuel, just thoughts on Brighton so far, the threat they've offered, what they've gotten wrong, and how they can get back in this game, because they look like, they're not down and out yet from all I've seen.
Yeah, they look like they're still in the game, but I don't think defensively they've been able to keep Liverpool out of the game.
This Liverpool team, this is why people like Mohamed Salah will have to leave, because everybody thinks he should be taking 3, 4, 5 touches on the ball before. Liverpool and the club was a very blistering counter-attacking team. Yeah, look at what just happened.
No one was even making a run for Ekitike to
What?
drop the ball off, for him to be able to progress the ball down the wing. It was quite disappointing. All of them had bunched up upfield. With
One. Oh, look at this.
And they've done it multiple times. They
If
keep,
Salah is playing with what is the name of the Senegalese boy? Sadio Mane. That is a goal. You saw the move? Just one. Put the ball in and let him go.
he enjoyed playing with even Darwin Nunez.
Wow.
Nunez is a wonderful link-up player.
How
Everton Football Club.
They are not
they need to
serious.
play the ball across.
Jack
them, that's
Grealish,
a-
They are not a serious team.
Everton
need to take
Football
that extra
Club
touch.
just wasted another really brilliant goal-scoring opportunity. It looks like they will end that first half down by a goal. Brighton themselves also trying to give Liverpool a run for their money just before the first half does come to an end. But we've had quite interesting games, I would say.
Yeah, very good games so far. Yeah,
from both matches being played. Chelsea, Everton is very much alive. Liverpool, Brighton also still very much alive. Yeah, just thoughts on that Liverpool game to close out that first half.
Yeah. I think Liverpool have been quite good. Brighton and Hove Albion have been giving them a good run in bits and pieces and in small short periods in the game. But overall, you can tell that Liverpool look to be in control. They are finding some decent openings, and that's how come you see them being able to pull off those little flicks and tricks here and there. But I have not been too impressed with the lack of directness from the team. I think if they can be able to move the ball a bit quicker, they should be in good positions to attempt far cleaner shots, because most of the shots that they've attempted, they've ended up being blocked, and that's because they don't move the ball too early or too quickly, and so by the time they attempt to shoot the ball,
Chelsea, Gusto has scored for Chelsea.
2-0.
Yeah, if you get your chances and you don't
So
put them away,
Everton Football Club
you pay the price.
have been punished for being wasteful. They had multiple opportunities to get back into this game. They have not taken it. Chelsea have made sure that this is a lot more comfortable. And what a time to score for Chelsea. So Malo Gusto with a goal and an assist, literally man of the match performance after the opening 45 minutes. There you have it.
with the card back.
That's brilliant. This is what Thierry Barry needed to do.
Yes.
Same thing he needed to do.
You saw how he
Pass the
was
ball.
aggressive
What Liverpool?
to be
eh?
able to get that
Yeah.
to be able to get in front of the defenders. Yeah, but you need that kind of aggressiveness. And Barry didn't show that. I think he was a bit too worried about or too concerned about ensuring the ball ends up in the net and not be one of the guys who ends up being a meme or on the blooper reel of missing sitters. And yeah, he completely fluffs his lines. But I must say, I've really enjoyed it. For Liverpool, like I was saying, I really wish they moved the ball a little bit quicker to ensure that there are multiple options. And once you have multiple options with guys running in multiple directions, yeah, it pulls the Brighton defense a little bit apart and it stretches them. Then you can have the avenue to score the goals that you need. But because it's still 1-0, for all the good work that they've done, it's still 1-0. So one goal can definitely change a lot of things, especially looking at the atmosphere about the team. Yeah, it can definitely change the dynamics in this game.
Well, one goal can change a lot. Brighton are in dangerous areas right now. They are knocking on the door. I feel like if Brighton had Danny Welbeck in this mix today, they would have been a lot more decisive up the field. Jorginho Rota is not a trustworthy forward for me. And I've always said he's one of those guys, again, who I don't really think is a forward. He's a cross between a winger and an attacking midfielder who has to play up top. And you can tell he's not getting in dangerous enough areas for me. They are lacking that arrowhead that will occupy the centre backs when dangerous balls are played in. So far, Brighton doing decently well, but could definitely have done better to get in this game. We have an injury. Verdes on the pitch. I'm not sure if somebody kicked him in the ribs or something.
Gomez attempted to clear the ball and he ended up digging his starts in the ribs of Lauren Verdes.
That looks very painful.
It should be painful. Yeah, it is very painful.
I don't know if there's a review. Are they going to?
Yeah, there's a review. They will always review this thing, but it won't amount too much. I mean, this thing, there's nothing serious about this tackle. He was just going for the ball and ended up he catching him in the ribs with the starts. It wasn't malicious. There was no malicious intent behind that tackle. Nothing at all. So yeah, game is about to continue. Yeah.
Well, so far, Liverpool.
You see that Jack Grealish chance? Hit it here. Why did he take that extra touch? And on top of that, he tried to dink it, and he made it very easy for
the extra touch literally narrowed the angle for him and made it impossible to score. It's half time at Anfield. It's half time at the Bridge as well. Both Liverpool Football Club and Chelsea leading in their game. Chelsea up 2-0, Liverpool up 1-0. Both times the losing teams have had opportunities to get in the game. Some way, somehow, have not taken it. Let's take a quick break here on the show. When we come back, we'll delve into halftime talk of the two live games that we are getting into, and then we'll give you more updates across Europe. Yeah, stay with us here on Republic of Football Red.
97.3.
97.3 City FM. This is the Republic of Football. It's half time in our featured Premier League games. Chelsea leading 2-0 against Everton. Liverpool leading a goal to nil against Brighton and Hove Albion. Manuel Kwache, Coach Christopher Nimley, and Yao Jamita in the studio. So Fatau apparently has scored. Let me see if I can confirm that for you in a bit. But the comments say that it's another worldie. Yeah.
Goals.
Is it?
I said that's what Fatal does. He doesn't like to score the simple goals.
Yep. So
He always want to.
when you look at it, it's not true actually. Percy was putting us. So it's Bobby. Okay, so yes,
Fatau has scored
yeah,
from more than 35 yards.
Yeah.
It's another.
Oh,
Fatau has scored. Yeah, I think it's regular at this point. I've seen so many from him. I think he has like a whole highlight reel of goals like
I'm
that.
slightly annoyed that most of them are in the Championship and not in the Premier League.
yeah.
That's-
But when we saw him in the Premiership, he didn't do that
and that's
at all.
I'm not sure why teams that wanted to buy him eventually pulled up. But maybe it was because it was still they were not sure about what they were getting after his.
I mean, Leicester paid a lot. I think they had to pay about 60 million from Sporting Lisbon for him to make the deal permanent after the loan.
Yeah.
So I think if they were going to sell him, they would have probably now been expecting probably getting close to 100 million, which I don't
No,
think is
100
realistic.
million. Something within.
Oh no, but they paid 60
40
million for him.
They didn't pay 60.
No,
They paid 16, 13 or
16 or 17 million. Who paid 60
16
million
for
for Fatau?
Hey, and Leicester, what is their most expensive player in
How
their
much
history?
is their club even worth? The total value of
I
their
think it was around 13.
They feel like 17 million. So it was 17 million pounds.
Yeah.
Actually. That's what I remember.
Yeah, 70 million euros, something like that.
Yeah,
I think.
Fatau didn't go for that much. So they wanted to sell him for about 35 million, but they were not getting the offers to come in. So I think they decided to probably hold him, let him play, and then see if they could get better value for him.
Minte, why did he play the ball there?
He was clearing the ball.
No, you don't clear the
This is
ball.
what I was talking about.
How do you clear the ball?
That's what started the
Oh,
bad sequence.
boy.
That was such a poor clearance. That was such a poor clearance. So that was literally a gift to Liverpool in that situation. Yep. Yeah. So apparently, according to reports here, Leicester are looking for 45 million euros
Yeah, something within
for Fatau.
40 to 45. They'll let him go.
Yeah. So that's the.
If you show them 30 million
Mm-hmm.
or 35 million pounds cash and do the rest in installment, they will take the money.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about that Liverpool game. Let's review that. So Ekitike fastest goal this season, I think belongs to him. 46 seconds is how much time it took to put Liverpool in the lead. I don't know, but minus that error that led to the goal, Liverpool haven't looked convincing in the final third. As even when they've broken properly with more numbers and you think they should be doing better, they tend to either over elaborate or make a poor decision in the final third.
I think they have been too ponderous. I think they become too ponderous in the first half, based on what we saw in the first half. And look, it just fits into this whole bit about, once you're a team that has gone through what they've gone through, you're on the top, you look like you weren't going to be beaten all season long, and people were even completely writing off the Premier League title race that, it's for Liverpool. Liverpool, yeah, they have it wrapped up. Then all of a sudden, you fall so bad that you lose games that you shouldn't be losing. And you lose it in the final minutes, the final seconds of games. That is very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And it can really, really hurt a team. And so now that they are getting their wits about them, they are building themselves up. Yeah, you should. It's understandable to have them become a bit ponderous in those areas, particularly in attack. In attack and in defense, that has been their problem all season long. And so, yeah, we've seen it happen in this game, despite the fact that, yes, Mo Salah is on the pitch. He's giving them another attacking threat. They are still not being able to look very, very sharp. They've had decent opportunities, but they haven't been able to turn those opportunities into big chances. That's how come they've had as at the time you mentioned it, they had as many as 5-6 shots on target, 5-6 shots attempts, but it was just one
on target
that was on target because.
Sorry.
Oh, you can come.
Oh no, I was just about to say that the first goal, I think this one's actually more impressive than the usual. This one is inside his own half.
Let me have a look at that.
Inside his own half.
Yeah, I'll make your
I
point.
mean, he does attempt those short attempts, those long range.
It's technique.
Yeah.
Like he has this natural technique.
Yeah, he has it.
While others need to learn the technique.
This one, the goal he scored here.
Yeah.
You remember David Beckham's goal
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Man
yeah,
United
yeah.
at Selhurst Park?
Yeah, and we're willing to also
But
score
this
the
one
same.
is deep in his own half.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
Not even by
40
the center line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you need those kind of.
I mean, he
goals
saw the goalkeeper,
to be
so
able
I mean
to-
that's an
to
intelligent play.
score those kind of
And
goals to
just on
build your
this season, I think
confidence.
there'll be a lot of those this season. You see, Richarlison already scored one.
Yeah, one against David Raya.
Yeah, even for I think Scotland when they were there and they are qualified, someone scored.
Somebody
one,
also
and
scored
then
another.
Richarlison, Tyler Adams scored one.
Tyler
for
Adams,
Bournemouth- for
yes,
Bournemouth.
AFC
One goal
Bournemouth,
after
yeah.
that. I think most people are noticing that goalkeepers are because of this whole super keeper rule. Most of them are not
Staying on
staying
their line.
and most of them think they are like talented enough to at least hit an empty target from as far out as it can. So I think you see it more often where players are actually trying to use it as a tactic to catch the
If you're a
keeper off the
goalkeeper
line.
and you do that, you should be athletic enough to recover. You should
But
be
even
athletic
with
enough.
Richard, like Raya did really well with Charles' own. I think he just plays it quite well.
Yeah.
So there's just
Players
it's a
are
bit like
looking-
the Olympico thing. The more players actually try attempting these kind of things, the better they can get at it, and the more they can try and use it to exploit.
Let me just
Yeah.
comment on the way I think Liverpool
Yeah.
are playing, especially in the attacking third. Look, and y'all will bear with me. Look at Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, McAllister. They are taking too many touches on the ball. You juxtapose this to when Salah played with Mane and Bobby Firmino. Salah played with Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez. Look, it's completely different. And if you want to bring the best out of Mohamed Salah, when he picks up the ball and he gives it to you and he takes off,
One time.
just give it to him one time. He's gone. He came on the pitch. He's had 3 of such situations. He drew the defenders onto him, gave the pass, took off, and Ekitike turned away from him and went elsewhere. And then again, McAllister did the same thing. Florian Wirtz did the same thing. And I'm asking myself, this is coaching. This manager should be telling them, look, I remember very well in the World Cup in Qatar, when France played Denmark. You remember that game, Yao? It was a very, very good game. 2-1, France won. That was one of the most difficult games I believe the French team had played. If you look at what they were doing at the beginning, anytime Mbappe took off, Griezmann would turn away from him. Anytime Mbappe took off, somebody would turn away and not give the ball until Didier Deschamps realized there was one very clear, obvious one, and the player refused to play the ball in, and Deschamps completely, you could see the camera on Deschamps screaming from his bench onto the touchline and directly giving the instruction that when he takes off, you put the ball in front of him quickly. And the moment he did that, when he came and he sat down, the next move Mbappe had scored. The next move Mbappe had scored. So for me, I see these sort of things happening, and as coaches, you step in and rectify the problem.
Yeah.
Who would turn away from a 2-1 situation? Even at the academy level, at the course level, players are taught to return the pass when there is this is what we call give and go. I give to you, I'm gone, you put it in, and I'm gone for good. Give and go. Once I give it to you and I takes off, there's no way that defender is catching me if the pass is in front of him myself. Because he has to turn. That turning that he will do before he match me on the race, I'm ahead of him. And I've seen not less than 3 of such things. And all the 3 players, 3 different players, they all turn away from Mohamed Salah. And Slaughter is there. He's not saying anything.
Nope.
It's still 1-0. It's still 1-0. Like you rightly said, if Dan Welbeck was in this game, maybe Van Dijk and Koba now they are hot.
Oh, they would have been hot by now. Rota is not doing. He's barely found himself in any dangerous
At
area.
all.
Mente has created at least 2 clear cut chances for them, and they've not been able to make the best out of it.
But David Moyes will be disappointed with his Everton
Extremely
team.
disappointed.
Because you look at the first goal, we've already touched on that. Then the chances that they had before the second goal from Gusto went in. Yeah, those are the moments that pretty much end the game. And they will need to really dig deep to be able to
Get a chance like that again.
another chance like that and get a goal from it. I think with the way they are playing, if they can get a goal, especially let's say in the next 10 minutes, they should be able to get a draw from this game at least. Because you mentioned the form guide of Chelsea playing at home.
Yep.
We know the form guide of Chelsea coming into this game.
It seems the Liverpool fan are ready to celebrate their Kino.
If they come back
Well,
in the
fend up his scouts in Salah's face, yeah.
Everton score a goal,
Yeah.
then trust me, the jitteriness will come in. Then they will be quite vulnerable to another goal from Everton. I think with Everton, they should just ensure that they do not concede a goal at any point in the second half. And they will still have a good shout at coming back into this game. Because they've produced some solid football in that first half.
Yep.
And they show that, yes, they are side capable of getting back into this game and securing even a draw or a win.
I don't see Chelsea throwing away a 2-0 lead. I think Chelsea will win. Because if I'm...
Everything I want to get more desperate. Open
Yeah,
up.
open them and then they'll go and exploit them. With Neto, Kopama in the team, he'll pick the pass and they'll get punished. No 2 ways about that. No 2 ways about that. And I'll be shocked. Should they throw away this 2-0 lead, then Maresca will be extremely, very, very hot.
Enzo Maresca has he can do it. Like I said, he has this thing where he's playing a game, then he seems to think that he has won the game. Then he starts making contingency plans for the next one, the next game and the next 2 games. I don't know why he does those things, but anyway, I hope he won't get ahead of himself in this game. Meanwhile, Liverpool are also about to kick off in their game, so both teams kicking off just about same time again, and I'm sure Liverpool's game plan will be to go and score really quickly against Brighton, because they probably have realized that Brighton don't come into the or don't start off really sharply. But that's it so far for us. We have a whole second half to savor. It's 1-0. Look at Barry there, yeah, looking like Kamaldeen from behind. Anyway, there's that. Kamaldeen probably will be in action a little later today when Atalanta gets into action. This one here is from George Clark. Says Enzo looks sluggish today. He looks very tired. And then Calvin Dax also comes in and says Enzo has been super poor this month. So Chelsea fans, I believe, putting out some thoughts on their players over there. This one here is from Redeemer Solomon. Okay, so I think he was talking about a few things over there. Okay, so Redeemer says he's watching us from Williamsburg in Virginia. Okay, Redeemer Selom, Williamsburg. Okay, that's a cool one. And then you have Isaac Kweku says he's watching from Valco Hall at UCC. A Liverpool fan. I just want to see Slot sacked after today's game, whether he wins or not.
Valco, that place must be packed by now.
Yeah.
Valco, I mean, with
University TV watching
it's different level.
They are the best.
JCS.
Look, when I was the university back then, it was those were the days when Ronaldinho was the king.
Yeah.
So, bruh, Charlie, like, listen, everybody wanted to pull up to the TV room to come and watch Ronaldinho, and then university, nobody even called him. Everybody just called him Gaucho. Like people would line up 10-15 minutes to go watch.
You mean
Ronaldo.
SS?
No. University. TV room. Sabah Annex B called Oppo. Yeah, Oppo. Sabah Annex B. So that's what it was.
So do you do 15 minutes?
15.
Yeah, 15 minutes. You
Chelsea,
watch, let's say a Chelsea game. Then you flip it to Man United game for 15 minutes.
And most of the time, it will stay on the Chelsea games because the Chelsea games
guy,
are in majority. So the Chelsea people would end up having.
In those days, Casward Hall. When I'm in the hall, when I'm in the JCR,
you watch the United.
Nobody changed anything until I'm done. we were the king of the hall. How big you are. When I'm there, what? The Chelsea, but at that time, the Chelsea supporters, they were not part of the equation.
Oh, man.
It was Arsenal and Man U.
When you were...
It was Arsenal and Man U.
That's I
hardly will you get Man U and Arsenal playing at the same time.
Yeah, it was then when the money started.
The Abramovich money
hadn't come.
My time was Michael Essien and DJ Drogba. Chelsea.
That was the time the Chelsea fandom started.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when, as in Ghana, Africa, Nigeria, those countries.
Drogba and Essien have done so much for Chelsea fandom in Africa. It's crazy.
And that tells me, again, it goes back to your point. Like, that's why I rate the players of this generation, but like, unfortunately, when I compare them to those other eras, I just don't see it, because that era, you weren't just playing for you, just you.
Yeah.
A lot of responsibility rested on you. Mm-hmm. You had to perform. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They had to perform because it was expensive getting those players to come to go to places like Chelsea and Arsenal, Kolo Toure and co.
Yeah.
And they went there with all the pressures in the world, and they busted.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Chelsea will get another goal.
Look at that pass. And they busted. And I look at the competition that they faced. Mm-hmm. You see the context, as in the competition, the level of competition, and and they still busted. And that's why I honestly still rate those guys ahead of this era. No disrespect to this era; they are fine, talented bunch, but you can tell that there's something. Like there's something.
Pass the ball. Pass the ball.
Why is
he so selfish? Pass the ball.
So you have Sobo slide to your right. You have Salah to your right. Pass the ball.
That's the thing I've been talking about. It was 1, it was 2. If you like a legile.
You've done so well. You progressed the ball.
Here is the pass. Here is the pass. Here is the pass.
He saw the headlines. It was just the headlines he was thinking about.
Selfish.
A KTK.
Same guy who removed the shirt when the team was. Man,
KTK scores brilliant goal off a solo run.
I feel like he needs a veteran to be speaking to him. You know, if Salah is beside you and you are doing these things, what's going on?
The boys don't listen. Trust me, they don't listen.
These new age young footballers. When Liverpool concede the equalizer, he will understand. Wow, that was nearly 1-1. That was nearly 1-1.
How did he miss that?
Yeah,
I think it was just a little bit ahead of him.
Too much heat on the ball.
Yeah, his legs weren't long enough.
Yeah, that was.
You see the pass, angle. You see.
Oh, you should have.
If it was short enough.
Look. Ezo boy, it's simple. What?
Should be finishing this. He should have stayed on his feet. That's what he should have done.
If he maintains his balance, he doesn't hit
the
outside of the post. And
he should stay on. In fact, if he stays on his feet, he can take a first touch that takes Konate out onto the billboard.
And then gets empty net.
I mean, come on, man.
He knows he's missed it.
Yeah,
he knows.
He knows that's a big opportunity missed.
Big opportunity.
Brighton have missed. In fact, I think they've had the better opportunities in this game, but some way somehow have not managed to convert it. They are playing away from home as well, and so this is what I keep saying: Liverpool don't dominate games. They don't impose.
Look, everything
their
about
presence.
them is sluggish.
Yeah, they don't.
Look at the tempo at which they are playing. Very slow.
Which is crazy to me because Brighton are one of the most open teams in the league. So if you are not imposing your presence on Brighton, that's problematic for me. And that's what I've been saying for the longest time. Brighton look like they can walk away with something out of this game. Why not? Thoughts on that? I mean, Liverpool have looked open. Midfield.
Dan Welbeck is on the bench.
He will definitely be coming on. If he comes on, 7 goals, okay, race for the golden boot. He's in there somewhere. Thoughts on Liverpool so far? Not creating enough, allowing Brighton a lot of dangerous opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, but that's been the pattern of the games that we've spoken about since they've been on this run. At least there hasn't been any game where they've ever been clear out of sight. Usually, what they are waiting for is a last-minute winner or a last-minute equalizer. But it looks like this time at least they've gone ahead early. But them being unable to hold on to it is going to put a lot of pressure on the team. And when the team is already low on confidence, you can almost start to have that belief that things can go wrong or things can go against us. So I think, at least for their sake, even though it didn't help them in midweek against Leeds, I think getting a second goal to at least ease the pressure on the team, allow the coach to maybe make different changes and allow the team to get a bit more balance.
Hold on, I have an update from the Leicester game for you. I think Jordan Ayew has scored in that game. Hold on, the Ghanaian boys are up and cooking in that particular one. I'll confirm that for you in a bit. So I'm trying to pull it up. So okay, there we have it.
One.
If you go to
Jordan Ayew has scored.
Yeah, Jordan has scored for Leicester City. It's 3-0. It's 3-0 in that game. Leicester City lead. So Fatal first, Jordan in. Thoughts on that? Ghanaian boys cooking in the championship.
Oh yeah, cooking in the championship, and Leicester City needed them. They started the season on a very good note, and then I think we also had their Liverpool moment where they just started dropping points and losing games. And even got to a point where the coach's future was a bit under threat, and the fans weren't happy with the way their form guy just turned on its head. And so having Jordan, having Fatal Ishaku playing and scoring, I think it's good. They will need it because at the end of the day, Patendaka would be moving over to the AFCON with Zambia, and so that's another less body or individual to worry about when it comes to playing time for Jordan Ayew. Though it's not too, I wouldn't say great for him at this advanced age to be playing after every 3 days. Because with the championship, that's the ratio of games that you have to deal with. But he will still need it, because if you are going to have a last hoorah at the World Cup, you need to be in the best shape as possible. And having to play in the championship, it will get you there, at least physically. But it's about the productivity and what he brings, the other stuff that he brings to the table that would aid Ghana be able to make a deep run, or at least qualify from the group stage, which is what Ghana really needs, because the last 2 World Cup appearances, Ghana hasn't been able to qualify from the group stage. And I say, in connection to, or with particular reference to Jordan Ayew, because look, let's not get it twisted. He did so well in the World Cup qualifiers, and I honestly believe that his turnaround in fortunes, his improvement in form, helped Ghana made life easy for Ghana to be able to qualify to the World Cup, because there were moments where when he wasn't taking or clicking, Ghana couldn't do much, especially moving forward. Ghana couldn't do much, and so there's a lot depending on him for Ghana to be able to do well at the World Cup.
Brighton and Hove Albion will equalize in this game.
That was a very good shot attempt.
That was close.
On target, 1-1.
I'm telling you, and they've had a few of these gilt-edged chances. Look at this again. So very good dummy to get past. Yeah, Brighton inching closer and closer to an equalizer.
That drop of the shoulder.
He sent him to Mars.
it was so good. That tells you can dribble a player without touching the ball.
He didn't have to do much.
Without touching the ball, you can dribble a player. He moved him.
And look at what they are doing. They are trying to press Liverpool in their half, because they realize that Liverpool's passing is not confident.
Yes, which is crazy to me, because Liverpool, your defenders, your 2 central defenders, are among the worst players or performing players this season. How are they trying to pass out from the back still? Who feel long?
The manager is not serious. This is all coaching. This is what we are talking about.
Your 2 central defenders are among the worst performing players for you this season. And you still want to invite more pressure on them and they are mistake prone. and you still want to invite more pressure on them by having them play out from the back. I mean, come on. That for me is a bit reckless. They should just be going route one and have the pressure aided a little bit on those guys, because already they have confidence issues. So for me, I find it a bit strange that they are still trying to play out from the back like they were in 2024-2025 season 4.
So that's the lowdown so far. It looks like Cole Palmer is coming off for Andre Santos. I think this is a fitness precaution change. Trying not to play him too many minutes. 57 minutes played in that game. Liverpool still living dangerously. Brighton are using the left flank of Liverpool a lot. That side that belongs to Soboslai, I believe. They seem to think that he does not have enough command of that area, so they are using that flank a lot so far. Lots of possession for them as they are waiting. Manuel, are you a little paranoid, worried? What?
I mean, I think they should score from this chance, and if they do,
they will not.
That was not the right pass.
They will
not. That was the right pass.
They will not.
He's a selfish player. Ekitike. When Salah gave him the ball, he should have just rolled the ball into the path of the Florian Wirtz.
Yep.
Go.
Do you know what I always say about forward movement? Some of the little things that destroy goal scoring opportunities.
Look at Salah.
Slow down your run.
One touch.
Decelerate.
2, 3. So here is
he
the
just
pass.
First time to
No. Or Seno.
Why would you shoot with the defender's leg right in front of you? Yeah. And that's a tactical foul as well.
Yeah, from Lewis Dunk.
That's a tactical foul. I thought the referee should have come back and given him a card.
No, he gave him a card.
Giving him a
He gave him a card.
He's giving him a card.
Yeah. Just in terms of Liverpool, I think they are living dangerously because, that was a really good move. Ekitike, please pass.
Look at that.
That's not when you should be passing.
I was about to call Ekitike something.
Look at that.
But I was about to call him something, but I realized I'm on radio, so I can't do it.
That's what.
What?
Mohamed Salah is very frustrated. He's very, very
He beats
frustrated.
his man really easily.
Put it in front
Should have
of him.
put in.
Why are you
Either
bringing
you-
backwards?
No, it looks like Ekitike is trying to sabotage Salah. I don't know about no, honestly.
The
see,
coach,
see,
you see,
the
coach-
game I've been watching, that's what it looks like.
The coach-
I won't lie to you.
I say is the coaching.
Everybody
the coach,
is bewildered. Everybody is shocked. Like, why?
Nah, you are.
Me, I can make that
He
pass.
should-
This ball, if that was Bobby Firmino and Sadio Mane, it's goal. Salah.
Coach, Ekitike has the ability to make that pass. I don't believe that he didn't make that pass because he didn't have the ability. I'm just disappointed in some of
Goal.
them.
Yeah,
That's
that's
2-0.
goal.
That's an assist for the
Ekitike-
king.
Ekitike
That's an assist for the king. Give the king his flowers. Pass the ball. See him.
Is he alright? Like yeah. He was saying what?
He did vex me. Wow, this Ugo Ekitike.
He doesn't respect. He should be going to Salah to celebrate.
Look at him. What are they telling him again?
Pass the ball.
Charlie,
You do have pass
Charlie,
the ball.
nobody is scoring. He just scored them two goals in back-to-back games for Liverpool. I'm not saying that he's justified all the misplaced passes he's given throughout the game,
Kalaiwe.
but he's in
He's
a
telling him.
confidence.
He's telling him to stop misbehaving and lay off the
He won't
ball.
listen. I mean, he's just got 2 goals. He won't listen.
So he's going to hat-trick hunt. Not a serious player. I blame Brighton for being wasteful in front of goal and allowing Liverpool.
Yeah, that's a free header. That's poor defending.
But that's a really good delivery. Literally
That was a
went
really good
over
delivery.
everybody's head straight to him.
Ekitike.
Yeah, that was a really far post.
Yeah,
And look at his jump. Like,
It was literally free. There was no marker.
yeah, poor
That
defending.
is extremely poor defending
Poor
on the part of Brighton. Just thoughts on that
he's
goal.
been quite selfish today, but I would say that that's probably because his confidence is quite high.
You don't
In
play
terms
with
of-
Mohamed Salah and be selfish. You see, that was the same thing Ronaldo said of Greenwood and Rashford and Co when he came to United. You remember? Said these small boys, they don't like to learn. When I came and there was Rockin and Giggs and Co, I humbled myself and they taught me the trade. This guy, a time will come, he will go blank. Now when that time comes, we'll see how he rescues himself.
But coach, I think this is the turning of the page. I mean, back in the day, it was Mo Salah getting fed with all the balls.
I was about to say,
but now,
Mane would be the one.
What we are saying,
but no,
don't say that.
The centerpiece.
Don't say that.
He's no longer the centerpiece of this team.
How many goals has Ekitike scored for him to already become the centerpiece?
So right now, if Salah should be the one providing,
are you serious? So if Ekitike gets the ball in the situation where he should pass,
you don't even pay 400,000 somebody who's not your 400,000.
What are you talking about?
That was out of desperation. We all know this.
No.
Let's know.
We all know this. Can you
See,
pay
400,000.
No. But why did they hesitate in giving him the money?
If you knew you had money to buy Ekitike and Isak, why would you be desperate to pay 400k?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, why we not seeing Florian Wirtz?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because there's always that risk. So you hedge your bet.
Salah is Liverpool's centerpiece. If you are giving me 400k, I'm your star player. I'm your centerpiece.
Just
give me the ball. I'm your boss.
Ekitike is for 5 years with a potential to sign for another year.
So potential franchise contract to 2 years from now.
You see this
Not now.
There's no guarantee that Ekitike can maintain this form for the next 8 years, 9 years consistently.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what we are saying here.
Yeah.
That is what we are saying. You see, so that is the difference between the two gentlemen.
Give the ball to your boss.
When Salah gets the ball, he gives it. When he gets the ball, he doesn't want to pass. Why?
No,
Because
as for today,
he's in form.
as for today,
And
as
he's
for today,
young.
He's
Yes,
definitely.
do I subscribe to what he's doing? No, but
So don't bat
natural.
it. Don't bat it.
It's
There's
natural
nothing
because
natural
at the
about
end of the
it.
day-
You see, in today's game, they are winning. So you will see the impact, the negative impact of what he's doing. But in another game, if he doesn't stop that and for that to be rectified, in games where they need the win or they are losing, you see whatever he's doing, you see the impact on the team.
But at the end of the day, the hallmark of any top level striker is, selfishness. You know, there's some level of selfishness.
Ekitike, what kind of top level striker that?
Oh, he's one of the hottest strikers in the world.
Are you serious?
Right now,
Are
he's
you
one of the
serious?
hottest strikers in the world right now.
Are you serious?
Is Sheshko more
Over the past
I'm
two
not
seasons,
talking. No,
over the past 2 seasons, hasn't he been in?
I have seen-
Look at what he did at
I have seen
Frankfurt.
I have seen
And what he's brought so far.
top strikers.
I mean,
Do what he has done, and they are not even considered topmost striker in the world.
no, I said one of
They don't even
one
count
of the
those.
hottest strikers in the world right now.
How many goals has he scored? Already he's topmost striker in the world. One
Off the top of my head, right
Yeah.
now he should have 5 goals in the Premier League.
and he's one of the topmost strikers in the world.
I mean,
I would say in the world, but
in the-
in form.
in form,
No,
hottest.
yeah, said
He's the
topmost.
hottest.
So what should Mbappe and Kobe say? Even the
Mbappe-
Barcelona boy, that former Man City player,
Even the
Ferran Torres.
Bayern,
Torres.
even the Bayern
So
Munich boy.
what should the Bayern? What should Harry Kane be saying?
Yeah.
Leonard, yeah.
Leonard.
I think
He's
the
doing
young
so
player,
well.
Carl Leonard.
You see, he's doing so well. He's doing well. But he's not gotten to the stage where you say, what should Erling Haaland to be saying?
Yeah.
Those guys are elite. It's just like saying right now, rank the best strikers in the world or best forwards in the world. Ekitike will make it because at the end of the day, right now he's on form.
One,
Oh,
you see,
that
you
was
see,
that was
you
too
see,
forward.
you see, you see. This one, if it was Mane and Co, Salah, one, Okoshe, he's going to score. Simple.
Liverpool will concede a goal right now, and when they concede a goal, the next 20 minutes will become desperate. So just hang in there, and then you see it. You tell
But now
me
it's
that
interesting. It looks like he can win a game with Salah on the pitch. So I'm just,
Technically,
He
just
can
start off the
always-
bench.
He can always. win the-
Technically, they start off the bench.
He can always win a game with him on the pitch.
You won the title with him.
With him on the pitch.
Why can't you win a game with him on the pitch? You know, that's very interesting sentiments there. Anyway,
Yeah, but it bodes well for Liverpool that one of their marquee signings, at least, is getting the job done because so far they haven't really settled. The rest haven't really settled. Leone got injured. Frimpong has his injury issues.
One. Oh, Charlie.
Frimpong has his injury issues, and
I have missed Alexander Arnold.
I was just
He
about to
just
say this.
lift this ball.
I was just about
Salah
to say
is
that.
in.
and the irony of the situation is that both him and Frimpong haven't been able to be fit for whatever role that they've been able to do. So since Alexander Arnold, since he's been at Real Madrid, he hasn't been able to stay fit.
Frimpong
His
too, not
replacement
there.
to Frimpong. has
so
been
you look
unable-
around.
It looks like everyone
Ekitike is
has
the
lost
only
from
one
there.
who has hit the ground running.
I don't.
And it bodes well. Having seen him score back-to-back games in the
I
league.
don't want to be.
Twice,
I don't want
yeah.
to be hard on Ekitike because I feel like his brilliance and form this season is down mostly to individual efforts. A lot of the goals he scored are not like chances created for him. Like he usually
Yes.
picks the ball up, drives the ball, gets in good places, and makes things happen. So I don't want to be too hard on him, but I feel like he needs to be spoken to.
Yeah, I
He
think
definitely
there's
needs
an
some
element of maturity that he needs to
Yes.
add to his game, and that would also reflect in some of his decision making on the pitch.
I mean, that whole taking off your shirt, that alone, that because you had you scored a good goal. It's not like you scored a worldie in the final seconds of the game to win a trophy or something. It was.
But I mean, he forgot that he had a yellow
How
card.
can you forget?
That should be a goal for Brighton.
Brighton
They are not
my
serious.
goodness.
How is
That's
that
not in the back of
Oh,
it.
okay, Mitomo. Yeah,
When was the last time he played a football game?
it's been a while. I mean, he's had his injury issues.
He should be finishing it. That's such a poor finish. That is such. And he had options too.
I think he should have tried to find someone.
He had options. That's a poor finish.
That's a terrible thing.
Brighton have been really wasteful in this game. Anyway, there's an Arsenal game to come after this. We'll be getting into that game in a bit. You shouldn't do that. Wolves can get they can get Arsenal are they are looking shaky. Wolves
Ateta
have,
says
see,
they won't be complacent.
at
He
some
won't
point,
accept it.
at some point you have to play for some pride. Like at some point you have to tell yourself that enough is enough. This free fall and free slide is enough. Like, and I mean, what better team to do it against the league leaders? So I think Wolves will be up for that game. Arsenal need to be wary if they go into that game thinking that we are playing the bottom place team in the league, and so this is a foregone conclusion. I think they will be in for a very rude. Let's just chat on that game for a bit. Yeah, are you worried about Arsenal? I don't know if I would say I'm worried about them, but I'm looking at them sideways like, I didn't think that you were going to throw your lead away, but right now you are giving the critics credence to the agenda that they are putting at your doorstep.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm worried. I wouldn't say I'm worried, but they've caught my attention. Their slip has, I wouldn't say complete fall, but they've slipped, and their slip has caught my attention. And the reason why I wouldn't say I'm worried is because you have to look at those centre backs. Like, yes, Arsenal have insane depth in quality, but no matter how quality your depth is, you still can't get over missing two of the best defenders in the world right now, especially Saliba. It's difficult to get over it, and the only bit of reprieve, or more or less like the silver lining on this dark cloud, is that it is happening now and not later down the line, because we've seen Arsenal completely have their title winning ambitions fall apart because William Saliba missed 2 months in the latter part of the season.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen. We've seen Partey also get injured some time back, and all of a sudden Arsenal's title chances gone out of the window, poof, just like that. And so if I'm Ateta and you give me the option of, okay, your defenders will miss serious time between the start of the season, at this point in the season, midway through the season, business end of the season, which do you prefer? I'm pretty sure he'll go in for this part of the season. I'm pretty sure he'll go in for this part of the season, because even in January, you can even load up.
Yeah.
Because in January, I'm pretty sure they will let some players go. I'm pretty sure they will let some players go, and so they can make some room to bring in maybe another defender or two, and add to their impressive haul of defenders that they already have. So in that sense, I wouldn't say I'm overly concerned about Arsenal.
Yeah.
But their slip has caught my attention, and it will need some form of addressing. And what better way to be able to get back on the winning side and addressing such a problem than playing against Wolverhampton Wanderers. I don't see them letting it slip. Look, those Arsenal sides are gone. Those days for Arsenal are gone. I think they take care of business when it comes to these teams. Okay. But it's just against Aston Villa, like you are coached by Unai Emery. Yep. That's where there's a bit of an issue. But for this, no, I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned.
Anyway,
they will do it. It wouldn't be a flamboyant performance. No, let's not get it twisted. Arteta always keeps it very contained, very efficient. The clean sheet, yeah, expected. So
the guy who drives the car with the handbrake.
So 2-0, max 3-0, yeah, and that should be pretty much it.
Well, there's a local game in the Ghana Premier League happening between Hearts of Oak and Nations FC. It's goalless in that game so far. Yes, you wanted to make a point, Manuel?
No, I was just agreeing with you that as much as if they were worried about getting back into form, they should like playing Wolves is like a gift wrap present for them, just to try and get some confidence back into the team. And to be fair to them, they've had a really good win in midweek. They still only conceded 1 goal in their whole Champions League campaign, and that was against Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
So at least for them, it looks like they're still going strong on both fronts. So yeah, just playing the Wolves should be a good way to just reset, get back to winning ways, and then just try and see what happens next from there. I think the point we've been making is, as much as it seemed like they had been dominant, it was only 5 points, and their tendency in like I was talking about in the big games, where I think Arteta has made the calculation.
Ibrahima Konate. What is wrong with modern day footballers? Like, you get the ball, there are 2 options in front of you. Pass the ball. He wants to dink between the 2 players and try and make. Man.
You weren't a fan of Matip. Matip used to also have that sort of
Ibrahima Konate, it has nothing on Matip. Matip he's actually really good at doing those things. Like, really good with the ball.
It's when he gets the
it's
ball
not the same.
It's not
It's like Rudiger trying to be Sergio Ramos. Like, come on, bro. Like, you don't have the tools for this. That's what I'm saying. I think Konate has been gassed about his runs forward and his best forward, but that was just misjudgment on his part. Like, that scenario didn't call for it. You just needed to make the read and pass the ball. Some of these things, you think that people are stressing, but you are putting your teammates under pressure. Like, you lose the ball and in transition, all of a sudden, everybody else is under pressure. Isak is coming on for Liverpool. Another player I feel really bad for, because he doesn't deserve this. You can tell that he's genuinely trying. Chelsea have a free kick, Kenny. Chelsea have a free kick in the deadly area. I think they could wrap this game up if they could convert this free kick. So let's see what happens. Thoughts on Isak? Yeah, really. How does he rescue? Wow, that's a good
save from Jordan Pickford.
Yeah.
England's number 1 for a reason. Yeah, very good.
Always surprised why he stayed so long at Everton. So he good.
Probably money is good.
I mean, money is good, and on top of that, I think it's just coincidence.
And
at the time he was really good. Who was he going to display?
I mean, when he was at Sunderland, he was quite highly rated. I'm surprised.
When he was really good, you see, the other side, he's good. He's doing his bit. But the other side, who is there?
Newcastle went for Ramsdale. Like, you could have gone to Newcastle at some point before.
Which is fair, but
he was playing for Sunderland. Newcastle won't sign a Sunderland player.
No.
Facts.
Newcastle won't sign a Sunderland player.
Don't do that. On everything,
don't do that. Like,
on everything they stand for.
Oh,
yep.
Rafael Benitez's troubles at Everton.
Yep.
It wasn't necessarily because of tactical issues. It was because the man had coached Liverpool before.
The guy says Liverpool fans used to drive by his house chanting all kinds of obscenities. Some people used to bomb his windows and drive all kinds of things.
It was just that simple. Like, he never really settled.
He would wake up with threats on his doorstep and things. It was very.
Bit of Newcastle, no, don't.
Okay, fine. Maybe not Newcastle.
Ekitike has injured himself. Looks like he's done his hamstring a little. Try to do too much. Charlie, this is what I can say.
So
keep it.
So for Jordan Pickford, I think at the time he was really, really good.
They need to take him off.
Yeah, the year was doing very well for Man United, winning Man United Player of the Year awards and cool. Then. Well, you look at Liverpool; they've had Alisson for several years.
Yep.
Then
the market for goalkeepers is small.
So at that point,
that's literally there isn't a big market for goalkeepers. Very few teams change goalkeepers from season to season.
No, but we've had United have had changed their goalkeeper a few times. United. They haven't considered.
At the time, he was very good.
I get.
It was the hair. Yeah. The hair was.
And I have a strong feeling he might be the highest paid player.
Oh, he is, and he's your captain. He has certain benefits that
That's
come with
it.
that.
That's
Like,
it.
That's fair.
When you play for these teams, they give you all those privileges. So it's wonderful.
Chelsea at that time, no.
Nice. Like there've been a lot of examples where teams have needed keepers, but they just haven't
didn't-
looked
they
at
passed them
investing in
over.
him. Yeah,
Oh.
Brighton should have scored there. They've missed a lot of incredible opportunities.
Is Welbeck injured, or he's not fit? Because I don't get it. This is the kind of game they would have placed him in. I think it has to be a fitness issue or fatigue or something.
I
of
think
the
maybe
sort.
he's just rotating the squad. You know how Brighton and Hove they move. They move a bit to their own beat because there was. How do you explain Balebe's
Weird.
absence in the first
They are trying to give everybody
6-7
a chance to
games?
shine so they can sell you.
Yeah, in the first 6-7 games of the season, like there wasn't any major issues, but they just weren't. The guy wasn't just playing him.
Yeah.
Fabian Hezbollah wasn't playing.
How is Villa explaining that he still hasn't been unable to get at least even a goal
He's
on
been
assist?
really bad. Like that's what
Even
I'm
a
saying.
tap in,
If
even
you,
a
and you will notice, right, when they sub Viet and they bring in Chiesa, you will notice an immediate difference on the left flank of
bringing
Liverpool.
Robertson on. Chiesa there, he has to he has to go to the Netherlands and appeal directly to Klaus Schwab.
Chiesa has been so unfairly treated at Liverpool, and every time people find an excuse for it. But I mean, I'm over with this guy, this bald guy. But all I'm saying is that this Liverpool team, Florian Wirtz needs to
disappointed. He wanted the
hat trick. Nah, it's not time for that. The team
But he
comes
does
first.
look gassed though.
He looks gas, and it looks like he's done he's tweaked his hamstring a little. I don't think they want to risk him going out on a long-term injury. That would be disastrous for them. He looks like one of the few people who can find the back of the net these days for Liverpool.
How is he gassed? When it's not like he's a midfielder. Right?
No, but to be fair,
done a lot of running.
he's played a lot because of Isak's fitness. It means that
Yep.
the time where Isak wasn't fit, he was a starting striker. He hasn't
Yep.
been.
Yep.
He's been less rotated than.
15 games into the season.
Well, I mean, Gaz is an extreme.
This
Maybe
game-
this
no,
is
no,
a tiring
for this
game. That's
particular
what I'm saying.
game-
Maybe this is a tiring
No,
game.
no, I think they took him off when he tweaked his hamstring. He was looking at the bench, and it didn't
I
look
think
like
he cautioned to the bench that
exactly.
he was okay.
Yeah,
I think that's- that-
nobody
that'll
will
be more
take
it.
nobody will
Yeah.
take their precaution. They'll take you off.
I think that would be more
They'll
because
take you off.
fatigue at this time.
Yeah, I don't want to think he's
But I think
tired.
but the move was already organized. It looked like Isak was already coming on.
Yeah.
So
One of those
Maybe
things.
it's on, yeah.
For him not to look happy is funny to me because you
I
look
mean, he
like
wants the hat trick.
but you look like you were begging to come off.
no,
You can't run.
yeah, no, but like that, I've also been surprised at Slots not being that willing to try both of them at the same time because it makes it a direct competition. And while understandably they are both strikers, there should be a direct competition.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes it seem like if this guy is more informed, then he gets the nod. If this guy is more informed, he gets the nod. And I feel like selection-wise, it doesn't help with consistency. I feel like maybe he needs to know who his starting striker is, and if Ekitike is the player that he's going to be using in different roles around maybe he can even play the two of them up front and play a winger of
If
them.
Vets has started the season way better than he has so far, I think he would have started both, like Ekitike and Isak, and started that whole transition, because that's the future, where you play Vets in behind Ekitike and Isak.
Because
That's the thing.
to be
But
honest-
unfortunately, Vets hasn't started.
I like the point you're making. Look, I think that eventually, whoever's manager of this team going for whatever it's, if it's Slot, whoever, they'll have to learn to play Ekitike and Isak together.
And it's possible
I
because
don't-
both are intelligent.
They try to act
they are
like it's not
versatile.
possible. He tries to
and
act like it's not possible.
They can play across the line. They dribble very
And none
well
of
for
them
their
is particularly
position.
slow. I think which is helpful with tall players. Usually, you get someone. Sometimes you get someone like a Chris Wood, who is not as mobile but offers the.
But these two guys can both really
yeah,
run.
Yes.
they can both move
And the
dribble
key
quite
thing
well.
is they are intelligent players. They are intelligent players. They can make it work. That's the thing. So playing together. Very so possible. But who do you play in behind them? Because you know Salah isn't playing behind them. It had to be Vets, but Vets it's just not working so
And
far.
that would also allow him to play his three solid midfield. Still have Gravenberg,
Yes.
Jones, and
That's the thing.
Soboslai.
So maybe
And then there would be like a diamond in midfield behind the two attackers.
So it just hasn't worked out because look, the expectations so far for Vets, he hasn't met them, but maybe eventually he will come good. I think he can come good, but I don't know if he can live up to the expectation of that time. That's the thing.
You know my minimum bar line.
Win Player of the Year award.
No. That's you are reaching.
Or double.
Double. That's my minimum bar. If you can't do double, you are in hell. Like you can't cost this much and can't tell me that you can't score 10 goals and drop 10 assists. All competitions. I'm not even saying Premier League.
Yeah.
All competitions. Carabao Cup. Charlie, just give me 10.
10.
If you can't do 10,
Double.
then you are a flop. That's a flop season. So as for Beard, the jury is out on him heavy. Like he looks like he's lost all his confidence to play football. I don't know.
I don't want to just blame him on physicality, but somehow he just looks like he's not up to it physically to play in the league or to go against any other midfield.
I don't want to make it a thing, because I think that would mean that it's the death knell for him.
No, he can stock up. He can get more adjusted to the league. It's not that
that's the
possible.
thing. His physique isn't unique. We've seen players who are way shorter, way less.
He's not
big
strong
than him.
He's not
Yeah,
strong.
but the thing is, he's not scrappy.
Yeah,
that's his personality.
His
a
football is
refined player.
Too much.
Too flair finesse.
Too much.
So it's not like he's scrappy, digging into tackles in your face. No, he's not that kind of player.
Just to contrast that with Soboslai, who's going off. Soboslai is flair, but he also has a bit of grit about him.
Soboslai is tired. He must be really tired.
Yeah.
Hey, so that's
finally
we get to see Federico Chiesa.
Why? And he's slot today. Only he knows what he's doing. Anyway, that's why I say 2010 when Liverpool was bad, the guys would rather watch Asamoah Sunderland over Liverpool. We have suffered though. The JCR was very hostile to Liverpool. Yeah, nobody pays money or comes to the dressing or just come and watch David and Gog. Nobody's doing that. Come on, bro. Not like Jay Spearing and David and Gog.
I remember Florence Cinema Pongo.
Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't
Florence Cinema Pongo.
Cinema Pongo. What? Ended up at Atletico Madrid, I think. Charlie, Liverpool have some players before. Charlie, when I remember Jay Spearing's head, then Makoma. I said, hey, Charlie. Jay Spearing. Nah, Charlie, that was the time at Liverpool, but
then there was
Andre Vorony looking like Edge the wrestler.
Then there was this player, Spanish winger Albert Riera.
Oh, Albert Riera was good. Riera came from Deportivo.
Yeah,
he was not
was
elite,
nice.
But I liked him.
Yeah, he came during the Benitez era.
Charlie, they had Stewart Downing at a point.
Yes, Stewart Downing.
Barman. Stewart Downing will hit the post and the crossbar more times than he will hit the target. Like, what's this?
Yeah, this time Stewart Downing from Middlesbrough. I remember so. He was so good at Middlesbrough, but he moved over to
King
Liverpool.
Kenny came and brought Ricky Lambert. Hey, Charlie, dark times, very dark times. Hey.
And there was that Argentine player too. He scored a goal in the 2006 World Cup.
Ricky Lambert. Hey, Charlie. They are Lovren.
Also on Aside and all those people.
Say what? Aside play for Liverpool? Wow. Like there's some people who tasted the Liverpool in like 10 games.
And Suso
was good, but never really got going.
Iago Aspas.
He
was a total flop.
Aspas is the one I never understood because till today that guy is still good.
Yeah,
like till today he just couldn't cut it at Liverpool. I don't know why.
And Borini too was there for a bit.
Fabio Borini. Somebody told us that Lazar Markovic was going to be the Serbian Messi. Charlie agents. If you follow agents, they can sell ice to you in Alaska. Charlie, what are you telling me?
Was okay when he went to Sunderland.
He was a decent player actually. Always decent. I think he's ended up in the Serie A.
Yeah.
These days. Charlie, Liverpool really has some guys who. Hey, Joe Allen. They had Joe Allen.
Yeah, Joe Allen.
Yeah.
There's Swansea's King Kong.
I mean, they bought some guy B2 from. What do you call him? Charlie Adam?
Yeah, Charlie Adam.
Yeah,
Stoke City.
Charlie!
What a wonderful goal from the halfway line, though.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember from him when I remember him. Charlie Adam. But shout outs to guys like Daniel Aga and Martin Sketo. Yeah, Charlie. Those are some really good players for back in the day.
Aga was always injured.
Emre Can too did his thing for Liverpool.
Aga was always injured.
Glenn Johnson was good.
Glenn Johnson
was good. He was one of those gems in a team that was really not good.
I also thought Klein would have been much better.
Nathaniel Klein.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Klein, I think he was good. I think
He was like there was a point where he
Yeah.
can use.
he did his
Whatever.
thing. I think he took care of his
And,
business.
Jordan Ibe.
The fact that Nathaniel Klein is still playing in the Premier League today is even a miracle. The
Yeah.
fact that he's
His-
still
yeah,
around,
his
like in the
injuries were
top flight
serious.
league.
His injuries were serious.
In fact, the injury you're talking about, that's when his decline started.
Oh,
He
yeah.
suffered, I think, was a meniscus or a cruciate ligament. After that, he was never the same again. Because when he was at Sunderland,
That speed.
he used, was it Southampton?
He was at Southampton. No,
Southampton.
Bournemouth.
No. He started off with one of those guys, one of those red and white striped teams before he came to Liverpool. Like really good.
Was it Palace and he went back to Palace?
No, it wasn't Palace.
It
It's,
wasn't
it's,
Palace.
it's
I think it
either
was
it's either
Bournemouth.
Sunderland or Bournemouth or Southampton. One of them red and white teams. It was,
I think it was Southampton, but
It was, I definitely it was Southampton.
It was Southampton,
there.
yeah.
He was there with the early batch of guys who broke out from that team. Mane, Van Dijk, and co. He was
Graziano Pele and all.
good. He was in that mix at a point. So anyway, we are wrapping up here on the Republic of Football. It's 2-0 Liverpool, 2-0 Chelsea. I will do another sweep of the European games. Yeah, who's been your player so far? Liverpool, Brighton, man of the match.
Liverpool. I think I'll give
Has
it
to be a
to. I think
Kitike.
yeah, it has to be a Ketike because of the goals. But I'm looking beyond the goals. Someone who has been pretty solid in his in the team. Yeah.
Everton should be scoring.
Yeah, you have to look at Soboslai.
Yeah.
Soboslai has been good. I think Grafenberg has, also
Grafenberg has
been
had a good game
Yeah,
today.
Grafenberg has had a good game. But yeah, because of the goals, Ketike will edge it a
To
little
be
bit.
fair, I think Salah has been quite good too, at least since
He
he's
actually
been
has
there.
been good. I feel
And
like
he's been more measured.
the link
The-
up. You can tell that he's trying not to, like, you know, you can see, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I feel like the link up play between his teammates have let him down. Like they've always either underhit the pass, played it behind him. I don't know, man.
Elaborated a little bit.
Too many of those things have happened. I feel like this is the kind of game where he could easily have scored if the pass was laid right. Like he's had too many opportunities in Mohamed Salah range where he's not had the opportunity to do his thing. So I'm sure that
So for
it's
me,
still-
one of the match, yeah, I'll
okay.
give it to Ekitike. Yeah.
Well,
But Iliman in the eye also struck the post for Everton.
Everton have not.
Yeah.
Everton and Brighton are on. They are on the same tonic today. Like everything,
It's
Brighton,
nice.
like good goal scoring opportunity, just can't seem to put it away. Same thing with both teams all game. Minter will be disappointed with his front line because he's been really the guy making things happen for them, and his level of tracking back is crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing that makes him
Yeah,
get the nod ahead of the others because
his
the guy defends like
his defensive work is
you would think he's a fullback.
Yep.
But he's able to run at the opposing fullbacks and create things.
He's the kind of guy that could easily be converted from a winger to a wing back.
Oh, easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
he has all the tools. Like the primary thing you need is the pace and the work rate, and I think he has it. Patrick
But
Dogu would
Danny-
like a word.
Then Welbeck has been introduced in this game.
Oh,
so,
the coach is not.
so like I said,
see,
so like it's not like I don't think it's
as-
an injury related issue. I think it's just Brighton and Hove Albion being Brighton. They moved to a different beat.
Hezela he's one of those guys who's not serious. Like
I mean,
you know,
but
I like him as a coach. I like him tactically, but I don't know if he like is what y'all said. Maybe he gets orders from above that, hey bro, this guy has played 10 games, so it's time to advertise this guy too a little. So we need to give this guy, because like some of the decisions he makes, he coaches like Maresca a lot. Like he coaches like, okay, this player is not injured, but he's trying to sit down so I can play this guy too some.
Yeah.
Then what's that?
Or maybe because they are heavy on statistics, maybe their metrics is telling them that, oh, okay, this guy is hitting the red when it comes to
They're
when it
very
comes
capable.
To, yeah, when it comes to
Very
output
Yeah.
and work rate, you don't want to work him too much at this point in the season. So per our projections, he will suffer from burnout later in the season. So you need to alter his minute a little bit. I won't be surprised because Brighton and Hove Albion and Brentford, they are very major pioneers when it comes to everything related to statistics, especially in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And so honestly, I won't be surprised.
So Wisdom Smith is providing the context to the client thing. Yes, it's Southampton. So he was at Southampton. He says his injury birthed Trent Alexander-Arnold. I remember, it's true. When he got injured long term is when Klopp started giving Tar a lot more opportunities as an academy product, and then he literally held the position with both hands and never looked back. So Nathaniel Klein was really good. He's always been like one of my favorite guys. Like effort, you never get a lack of effort out of Nathaniel Klein. Good slide tackle. He just used to like sliding too much. That was my only problem with him. But minus that, pretty good player.
Chiesa
makes things. Score.
No, Chiesa. Mohamed
Oh.
Salah, come on.
Come
Salah. On. You see,
no.
if this was Ekitike, he would have tried to shoot.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he
this
would
one,
have
but-
scored. He would have scored from that angle.
Chiesa should be shooting there.
Yeah.
He should.
But I
should.
get why he also wanted to set up
Pass.
Salah.
But I felt the pass was too strong. He wanted to play it enough for Salah to play, but not for the defender to be able to intercept. There was too much heat on the ball.
And Salah hadn't even settled into his position.
There was too much heat on the ball.
He hadn't even settled.
But
He had just been there.
But he could also have taken an extra touch. There was enough space, unless the replay is deceiving me, and the players were closing in.
and then he would have hit across instead
Yeah.
of going with the side foot.
But that was a really good chance.
Yeah, very good.
That was a really good chance. Salah should be scoring that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a reminder that as much as we all understand the Salah outburst, this is still not the Salah from. He's still not in peak form yet.
No, but this season,
Which is-
everybody, we all were the first to admit that he had been poor this season. This is easily his worst start to a Premier League campaign.
Yeah,
I mean, since he joined
statistically
Liverpool.
it is.
Yeah, so his confidence has been sketchy, and then the coach tanked it even further with deciding to bench him multiple games. So if you look at him, like when Mohamed Salah is in confident flow, there are certain things he does, and I'm like, oh, you remember that goal against Wolverhampton Wanderers? The slide on the ball, dink between, like he can do things that will just leave your jaw. Like, okay,
I think
did I just watch that?
Yeah, the COVID era, there was this goal. I think is
He
very
had one
underrated.
he had one against Wolves and one against I think Watford.
It was Watford and Man
Watford.
City
Yeah,
in back-to-back
Watford and-
weeks.
yeah.
Charlie.
There was that pass. There was a long ball. I can't remember. Was it Alexander? No, from I think Robertson.
So it's West Ham. It's against West Ham. It's like 3 touches straight from Alexander to Robertson.
and he
Robertson
traveled
to
with
Salah,
he
And then
controlled the
touched
ball with
one
his
touch,
right foot.
and then sent it past
I've-
the keeper.
I've seen-
It was right foot.
I've seen him do things. That's why when the disrespect comes, I'm like, are we talking about Mohamed Salah here? Like Salah is the king. You see, in
That
football,
goal was serious.
if you talk about football consistency, remove Ronaldo and Messi.
Oh, yeah, Salah
Like,
is-
there is nobody touching him
Oh,
on
no,
consistency.
I think
A few-
Lewandowski.
That's Lewandowski's a legend. Like that's like very rare air. Like very few players are in that stratosphere. Very few players.
Lewandowski, Harry Kane.
Yeah. But you see, I don't add Kane because the other guys want things like with their goals. Kane was no. It's not my fault that he stayed at Spurs all his life. So now
I always wonder why doesn't the same treatment get given to Alan Shearer? You won 1 Premier League title.
yeah,
but
that's
he
why you
won
don't
some-
get.
but he
Even
won.
that Premier League title, he left his boyhood club to go to a club with more money that was coached by Kenny
won.
Dalglish.
But you see, that's why I don't make noise about Alan Shearer. Even though he's one of my favorite players, actually, I really used to like Alan Shearer growing up. I had a Newcastle jersey because of Alan Shearer. That one with the star. in
Yeah,
middle.
the big star.
Yeah, I used to have one of those. And I had an Alan Shearer England jersey as well. So I remember like I was
the Umbro one. All white
Umbro,
number 9.
the colors like blue, so it's light blue, deep blue, white. Yeah. I was a big Alan Shearer fan, and Paul Gascoigne, big fan of those guys. So I won't tolerate any Alan Shearer slander. Plus, the league was what, Blackburn?
Blackburn.
Yeah, Blackburn Rovers.
If you win the league,
They had a lot of money at the
Yeah,
time.
he had
But
Tim Sherwood and them
comparable to-
boys.
but if you win the league with Blackburn, it's a big deal. Like Blackburn used to be big back in the day, but I'm saying that it was an outlier still. It's like winning the league with Leicester City. It's still an outlier. They had more resources and better players. I won't say
They
better
were able
players.
to get
but-
Alan Shearer.
yeah, I mean, but
I mean that's
I think they had Chris.
they had Chris Sutton with Alan Shearer.
And then they had Tim Sherwood too.
Yeah, they had a decent team to be honest. But I'm just saying, it's just what it is. Almost wrapping up here. It's 8 minutes of time added on in that Liverpool game. It's 5 played already, just about 2 minutes really to play. Liverpool will have to thank Brighton and Hove Albion for walking away with a clean sheet in this game. Like this is not one of those commanding clean sheet performances. I would say.
Just to be fair, as Salah is about to make the run here, it looks like give the pass. What are you doing?
If it's left
Oh,
That's very
horrible.
disappointing. On his left foot,
Yeah.
that's very disappointing.
No, I think it's the area of the pitch in which he's running. If he's running on the right side, this is easier to do.
Yeah.
But,
No,
I think he was
I
locked
think
up.
he could have just given a 1-2 and gone forward, and then the ball comes back to him, almost like in a triangle. One.
Makes better sense, but I don't know what he was trying to do. You can tell he's off his rhythm a little.
Yeah.
Like he's off rhythm a little. I don't know, but I can see it.
I mean, I think he feels under pressure to
see?
justify his.
There's that.
Yes, to justify his inclusion again.
Nanka, if it is you with all the controversy that's gone, there's a lot of noise in his head. Like a lot going on, trying not to make a mistake, trying not to be criticized. Like there's a lot going on with him. So it's just what it is. Let me take final thoughts from you guys before we take the show home here. The Chelsea game has ended 2-0. Looks like this will end 2-0 as well. Just final thoughts before we go.
Just on that, I think if you look at the table now, it's obviously quite early, but the win takes Chelsea to 4th and it takes Liverpool to 6th. Just 2 points off I think Chelsea.
So back to title contenders.
I mean, Arsenal need to slip a bit more if they are willing to. Looks like wow. Okay, the whistle has gone. But yeah, but for Liverpool, that's what now 3 out of 4 of their last Premier League games have been clean sheets. And they have been
so revival and our team now. Is
is
that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm just pointing that they seem to have found really good form, whereas they couldn't find a way to not lose a game. Basically, they seem to have now found a way to
hurts me because then it means that slot out is off.
The momentum is slightly going down.
Especially
now that Salah is back in the team.
Become like a Morum again. Then you start losing it. Oh man. Anyway, yeah. Final thoughts.
Yes, I'm okay with this result for Liverpool, a clean sheet, another win for Liverpool. And look, no matter how crazy these past few days have been for Liverpool, the fans, everyone connected to the club because of the fallout from that Mo Salah interview, I think there's always something positive that you can take from it because, look, was this team prepared to lose Mo Salah to the AFCON prior to this whole drop-off in form a little bit and the fallout? I don't think they were seriously prepared. And this whole drop-off in form from Salah and the subsequent interview outbursts and the fallout, and he getting benched, coming back into the team, I think it has prepared this team for what is to come. Because trust me, look, those 3 weeks could have, and it could have even been further. It could be further if, let's say, Egypt go all the way to the final. Those 3 weeks that Salah won't be available, it could prove really crucial to. There's
still one more
Liverpool's
chance.
future.
Liverpool's future.
But I think I've let Liverpool have a lot of chances in this game.
Yeah, at least connected to this season. And now that they managed to play 4 games without Salah, I think it has given them a bit of a glimpse of what is to come in the next few weeks, for them to be able to get a taste of it. And now that they've gotten a taste of it, and they've been able to show that they are quite capable of handling it without Mo Salah, I think it bodes well for this team.
Well, thank you very much. Game has ended 2-0. Liverpool take the 3 points in the clean sheets. Cameras focused on Mohamed Salah. He take his assist. Should have scored today though. Didn't get his goal, but that's it. Thank you, Yao Jamie. Thank you very much to Manuel Kwache, and thanks to Coach Christopher Nimley joining us. Studio hands from Desmond Nyako and Benjamin Nketiah. Has been a pleasure coming your way. You can find a rerun of all of this Sports Panorama scorecard and a lot more content at City Sports GH. Go out there, hit the subscribe button, and enjoy a world of endless quality sports content. Until then, we'll see you again tomorrow on the Republic of Football.